Hey guys, good afternoon, good evening, welcome back to our channel. How's everyone doing? I hope we are well. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, beautiful people. Obodo farm atrowe saloto. Hey, 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 hey. Welcome. Give us a thumbs up as you are coming in. I appreciate you so much for joining me this afternoon. Today is the 21st of June, 2023. I hope you are doing well. Hope your work week is going well. It's almost Friday. Yes, so we are live. We are live. Tell those who have not heard that we are live. Oh, the stream is going on. This stream was supposed to happen I don't even know, since last week. I've been putting it off. Cynthia, my voice is husky, yeah? You won't believe it. I just woke up. That's why. I took a quick nap after I logged off from work. I was so tired. This heat, man, we're enjoying it, but it's doing something to me, It makes you weak sometimes. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Hola, how are you? Nice to see you. Lady T, welcome. Yeah, how's your summer going? June is almost gone, no? Once we enter July now, we're counting down in the UK here. Very soon, we'll start bringing out all the coats and jackets again. Oh, I wish it can remain like this, but you know what? It's okay. It's all right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much. Please give us a thumbs up as you are joining in. As you are coming in, give us a thumbs up before we get into the cocoa of the story. Once we get in now, some people don't remember. So smash that subscription button and the like button before we get into this matter. So a number of people have shared this story with me. Maureen, hi, welcome. Life with Natsu. Thank you, darling. Hope you are good. Yeah, thank you, everybody. This story is I don't know how to describe it. I don't have the words to describe it. Today is the first day of summer in America, but it's cold in New York City. Miss Pat, is that so? Wow. How can it be cold in June? Is that global warming? What's going on? Thank you so much, Miss Pat. Lovely to see you, sis. Always a pleasure. Thank you for joining us. So we are talking about a young lady today. A number of people shared this video with me and wanted me to talk about it. I really wanted Pastor Shola to deal with this topic. I will probably still, appeal to him to address it, because as a man of the cloth himself, as a pastor, I think he's in a very, very good position to address this matter, because this is quite common in terms of people who are married to men of God, or people who are married to people in ministry in Christendom, saying how they feel neglected because their spouse is actually married to the church. Okay, so before we get into the show, I just want to put a disclaimer out there that we always say on this show that there is no excuse, right, for cheating, whether it's a man or it's a woman. Yeah, there is no excuse for it. Absolutely no excuse, no justification for it. There are other ways to address these matters. But this young lady apparently said that she was caught with her husband's brother, okay, doing kerewa. I think they were caught like real life, like, when you catch someone pants down, they were caught. They didn't cut me. This one, they cut her. She was caught hands down, pants down, or panties down. I don't know how you say it. and she decided to explain why it happened. So we're going to go through it. The video is not very long, so I'm going to do it like Man of Prestige kind of style. This is how Ola does it. He just plays it and then he reacts to it as it goes. I can't do it for long videos. Ola has a lot of stamina. I don't. So let's just do it because the video is short. This is what the young woman who is married to a pastor had to say when she was exposed. Okay.
My name is Mrs. Princess Enwemadu.
So, is the introduction for me. The way she started, my name is, this is Ninja, right? This is Ninja. The way she introduced it, first of all, when I saw the video, I started laughing. You know, titles is a big thing in Nigeria, right? Being a Mrs., I keep telling you guys, it's not a joke. So this young lady decided to address this thing where they said that, you know, she was caught with her brother-in-law doing kerewa with the brother-in-law. The first thing she said is that my name is Mrs. Princess. Mrs. Princess, something, something. Okay. Ekre Madu. I tried to Google her, but when you put Ekre Madu on Google, the only Ekre Madu that comes up is, you know, EK, Senator EK. That matter was so much that I don't think any Ekre Madu has a chance to come up on Google.
Wife of Pastor Ugochukwu Enwemadu.
Enwemadu, okay.
I know you saw a video where my husband caught me in bed with his younger brother. I know that most of you are criticizing me, and that's okay. I'm not even happy with myself. I'm not glad I did what I did, but I'm just here to tell you what happened. Not that it was enough reason for me to do what I did, but then I'm human, and I made a mistake, yes.
So she was exposed. You can see, if you look at the video very well, her face is kind of covered, but I'm sure people will know her. And at the beginning of the video, you will see the younger brother of the pastor lying on the floor. You know, I'm not sure who caught them, but apparently they were exposed. So because they were exposed and the matter was trending, she decided to say that, you know what, let me just share my own part of the story. Not I'm justifying my action. What I did, I know I did wrong, but there is no smoke without fire, right? And she's trying to tell her own part of the story, which I don't know how to. I don't know. I really don't. I don't know the motive behind it. I don't know what she tried to achieve. Maybe she was trying to clear her name, or maybe she was trying to justify it, or she was just trying to say, I'm human and I made a mistake, like she said now. So yeah.
So the thing is, my husband is a good man. He's devoted to his service to God and humanity.
Okay. So she said, my husband is a good man. Yeah. He's devoted to his service to God and humanity. So for me, that is loaded. Usually when a woman is describing her husband and devotion, Timothy, how are you, darling? Nice to see you. It's been a while. You okay? How is the family? Welcome, darling. Sheda Dani. Bele, my dear. Usually when a woman is talking about devotion, devoted, you say he's devoted to his family. He's devoted to his children. He's devoted to his family. He's devoted, but she said he's devoted to his service to God and humanity. That's what she's saying, right? Okay.
And I can't say he did anything to me, but then as much as he's doing the work of God, he forgot that he also owes me his duties as my husband. He neglected them. He's always going on fastings, going to the mountains to pray, doing the work of God, going for services, fasting for 14 days, 7 days, 21 days as the Spirit leads.
Okay, that's where that's the cocoa of the matter. He's a man of God, right? He's always fasting. He's always going on the mountain. He's always waiting on the Lord. And she talks about how she feels neglected because his devotion is not to her. Yeah, that he's devoted to the work of God, and his followership, or okay, his work of God, his ministry. But she feels neglected because of all this fasting and fasting and fasting. Now, there's a question that we are going to have to discuss about fasting. What does the Bible actually say about fasting? Or when you need to take time off from kerewa? Because this is all about kerewa, guys. You will hear what she has to say later. This is all about kerewa. No kerewa. That's what she's saying. She's saying that the man was so committed to his ministry and devoted to his calling and serving God that she felt neglected. There was no kerewa. This is all about kerewa. Attention. Okay? So we're going to talk about, those of you, we have a few Bible scholars here, people who know the Bible. We're going to be talking about looking at that, because I believe as much as we talk about these issues, it can be a learning curve for others. What does the Bible say about, not having kerewa in marriage, or when you have to separate yourself for a period for prayers? Please, I need help with that this evening. Anybody who knows and want to talk to us about it, because this issue is quite common than what you know. So I'm just even going to share my link right away. I want us to learn about this today. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue with her audio.
Sometimes he travels for conferences, conventions, anything it takes. Sometimes he's away for a month, sometimes 2 months, sometimes more. And even when he's home, he's always fasting. He'll tell me it's always from one fasting to another. Sometimes he will tell you he wants to pray and he's supposed to abstain from some things.
So even when he's at home physically, so she said he travels quite a lot. Guys, I'm not saying the likes. Can you please take a minute to like the video? Thank you so much, everyone. Please hit the like button. Thank you so much, everybody that has liked. The like button, please hit it. We are short of about 300 likes. Thank you for those who've liked. Please take a minute to like it. This is very, 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 very important, because you'll be shocked the number of people that are sitting on this table that we are shaking tonight. This is serious. And I'm getting somewhere. Like I said, I'm not justifying what she did, but she has decided to speak. So we are just going through what she said. All right. She said even when the pastor is at home, her husband, who is a pastor, that he's always fasting. He's always saying, oh, I need to separate myself. I need to devote myself to prayers and fasting. I remember that Paul did say something in the Bible when he was advising. I remember that scripture very well, where Paul was saying that, I wish that, all of you who are working or who are in ministry will be like me. Remember Apostle Paul? Apostle Paul never got married, right? Tony, I know you are here. You are a great Bible scholar. In fact, I was relying on you to help. Don't just quote it. Don't just put it there. Put the Bible verse to support it, please. Thank you so much, Sister Tony. Gone. Yeah. Apostle Paul said something. He said, even if you're going, I wish that all of you who are in ministry are like me, because he never got married. Sometimes I used to think about it. Imagine if Paul was married, the way we read about him in the New Testament. Do you think a woman would have been able to be with a man like Apostle Paul? I don't think so. No matter how committed you are, because at the end of the day, the flesh is the flesh. The spirit is the spirit. And what the flesh wants, the flesh wants. So that's why he, in his wisdom, chose not to marry. But increasingly, this day, apart from, Roman Catholic Church, where, their priests don't get married, all other Christian denominations that I know of, they get married. And that's why this is a very serious issue. Very, very serious. Whereby somebody will be saying, oh, I need to fast. I need power. And the only way I can do this is to be committed, is to be praying, is to be going to mountain, reading the Bible. Meanwhile, your wife is at home feeling neglected. All right, let's continue.
And I'm human. As much as I know that he's doing the work of God, but I also have my own needs as his wife. I have needs that he needs to fulfill, needs that are to be met. You all can agree with me on that. And when he wasn't doing that, I don't know. That was what led to my doing what I did.
Okay. She's got needs. She said, I have needs. Ara okinshokuta. My body no be firewood. Nick Deji, thank you. We are the born again Christians in the house. Thank you so much, Nick Deji. 1 Corinthians 7:5. Do not deprive each other except by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourself to prayer. If you read that chapter 7, if you read the verse downward, it said, so that you will not expose yourself to temptation. I'm not saying what she did is right, but according to the young lady, what she's saying now is that the reason why she did it is because there was no kerewa in the marriage. That it was always about fasting, prayer, mountain. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. That she was deprived of kerewa. Yes, I have. I put my subscription for 5 hours. People still manage to subscribe and come back to come and throw. They are wasting their time.
I tried to talk to him about it severally, but he kept on insisting that he has to do what he has to do for God.
So I was going to raise that when I started seeing the video. The first thing I was thinking about was that, did you discuss this? Did you talk about it? Did you tell him that you have needs as a young woman? I mean, you're supposed to know that when you get married, obviously. Some people, especially if you're married as a Christian, which I'm assuming they did, you wait. You don't want to kerewa before marriage because, you don't want to offend God. You don't want to commit sin, right? So when you now get married, what is stopping you from doing kerewa as much as you want? So I was going to ask that question. Did you discuss it? But she's already answered that. I've talked to him about it. I have complained about it. I've spoken to him about it, but he didn't listen. Right.
And for the people that are under him, am I supposed to gratify myself of these desires that I have? I can't. I need somebody. As much as I want to serve God, I also want my husband. I need my husband. For 8 good months, my husband hasn't touched me.
Shangbo, 8 months. She said 8 months. I don't know. Some people can, I mean, is up to, people can argue about it and say 8 months is not a long time. It depends. It depends on you as an individual. Some people, they don't see 8 months or even 1 year or 2 years as a big deal. Okay? Right? Some people will tell you that 6 months is too long. Some people will even tell you 1 month is too long. Okay? So it depends on individual. It depends on how, your drive is. when it comes to kerewa. Some people are not, they don't have the drive. Some people are not interested. Some women, in some cases, when we're talking about this issue, it's even the woman that is sitting on this table that will say, Sean Jenny, is it food? Is it food that will be, saying no, no kerewa. Okay.
Yes. My husband hasn't touched me. I haven't felt his warmth. Nothing. He hasn't been there on the cold nights. There are even things about me that he doesn't even know about. I'm very sure you guys will not even agree with such attitude. I mean, I love God too. I want to serve God. That is why we have each other. I am sure it was my love for God that attracted me to him.
You see? Do you see what she said? PK always said that the person that you marry will determine whether this is going to be a successful marriage or not, and the motive for your marriage. He said that if your motive for marriage is wrong, you are probably marrying the wrong person. So this tells me that this young lady married for the wrong reason, because of that thing she said, that it is my love for God that made me to marry him. So she was, and there are women like that, oh. Being men of God is they find it as, they love it. They are seduced by someone who can read the Bible, somebody who can preach, somebody who is filled with the Holy Ghost, who can do the work of God. That is what they are attracted to. So if you married him because of the love you have for God, that means you married wrongly. Because you shouldn't be marrying somebody because the person, you want to serve God or you love God. Then that God didn't ask you to marry somebody because you love him. That is a complete wrong reason to marry. Some women are so desperate to be mommy Geos and daddy Geos. I never believed it until I saw this with my two koro eye. The way women fight over men of God. You will not believe it. They just want to be, wife of pastor. They want to be wife of ministers of God. I don't know why, but they obviously have their reasons.
And it's the same for me. But how is it that he got so much, he got into this that he forgot that he has a wife? After God, it is me. But then all his focus was on God.
I thought you say you loved
He's
him because
supposed
you
to
love
draw
God.
me to him, but then it's as if he is drawing me away from him. It's good months without my husband. It's good months without being touched. It's good months doing this marriage thing alone. I've been neglected. I had to. I didn't want to have anything to do with his younger brother, but I was pushed.
No, that's capping. Come on now. That's capping. Big time, as Ola would say. Come on now, stop it. You can do better than that. Nobody pushed you. Your desire pushed you. I was pushed. That's a very rubbish reason. I was pushed. No. You wanted to freaky. That's what pushed. I'm trying to be understanding here, but this is pure capping. I was pushed by who? Who pushed you? It's freaky that pushed you. And the younger brother, it seems like a very fine young man. I'm seeing him down there. Just imagine. That is why there is so much DNA, what they call it, paternity fraud. Yes, it's the goaler that pushed. Opinionated Jen say, it's goaler that pushed her. It's goaler that pushed you. You see the reason why there is so much paternity fraud? This is the reason. So I'm thinking, what if she got married? What if she got pregnant while she was busy sleeping with pastor's younger brother? You think she would have told the pastor that it was your brother that got me pregnant? They were enjoying themselves, having a good time. He's a younger man. He's more viral. He's stronger. He's available. Probably telling her, you know what? I don't mind this, my mumu brother. I'm here for you. After all, we are the same blood. We are the same family. Let me fire and go. Mm? She fell, right? And they always say she fell into the younger brother's warmth. Yes. That don't say I'm pushed. Come on now. I've been trying to listen to what she's saying, but that one just now, that pissed me off now. Don't say that. Nobody pushed you. Come on now. You're a young girl. Just say, you know what? It's a temptation. He was there. And I had feelings. And we did it. It's a mistake. But the way the thing played out with this video, I don't think it's only once. I think it was an ongoing thing. Yeah. It seems to me like it's an ongoing thing. So when she's saying I was pushed, that's just capping. Stop it. The accountability prefect is here. We'll soon tell you. You need to be accountable. Take accountability as woman.
There was nothing I could do. I needed someone to talk to. I needed someone to lean on his shoulders. I needed someone to cry to. His younger brother was always there.
Uh-huh.
I needed someone to talk to.
He was there.
His younger brother was there on those lonely nights.
Yeah.
His younger brother was there on those cold nights.
Mm-hmm.
What would I have done?
Mm-hmm.
What if tables were turned? Wouldn't he have? Good afternoon.
Yeah. So that's it. The younger brother was there. That's the cocoa. He was there to lean on the cold nights. Emphasis is on cold nights. Those cold nights, he was living with them. While Mr. Pastor was busy, Lori okay, doing fasting and prayer for Agbelebu, for the work of Christ. He's doing the complete work of Jesus Christ that is finished on the cross. He was helping Jesus. Another person was helping his wife at home. And she was busy saying, he was there for me. I had no choice. He was there in the cold night. I needed somebody to talk to. Okay. So this is the video. I played you the video. So the conversation is around what she's saying. That the husband is married to the church. Okay, I've seen some comments where some people were saying that no, even if somebody is a pastor, doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing your duty as a man to be doing kerewa with your wife. Maybe the man is not into her, or maybe he's into other things or other people. I don't know, but there's a lot here. Somebody is saying that he's agege. A few people are saying that he may be agege. Yeah. On your coffee break, you're saying, Auntie B, I feel bad for the lady, but you know, be firewood though. If he was a man, would you feel the same way? On your coffee break, it's very easy for you to have empathy for fellow women. I know that as a woman, especially because you threw in some few tears there, right? What do you want me to do? Oh, it's not my fault. On cold night, that is emotional blackmail. That's what they call it. Okay? The time she was doing that freaky, she was doing the kerewa. She wasn't thinking that time. Emotional blackmail is what it is. If it was a man, you will not have that empathy. You will not have that sympathy. You will be like, how dare you? How can you do this? Let me read some comments to you guys. Let me read some comments. I'm taking calls also. If you want to join the conversation, the link is in the comment section, right? The link is in the comment section. let me read some comments to you. This is Ninja for you, right? People will always justify and give you reasons why you should be thankful for your situation. Let me read this one. Abiodun OJ. Abiodun said, you are lucky your husband is a pastor and he's doing God's work. That's why he doesn't have time for you. My dear, I can't judge you, but what about those of us whose husband is not even agreeing to serve God and also neglecting us? You see, comparison don't enter. As if you should even be thankful. It's because he's neglecting you for God, so he's not cheating on you. He's serving God, so it's a very honorable thing to do. How can you complain? Yeah. And she went on to say, do you need someone to talk to, my dear? You do need someone to talk to, my dear. You have tried your best by calling him several times, and since he feels you don't need him, please leave everything in the hand of God and use your brain. No, I don't support adultery, but you need someone to talk to. Emotional trauma by faster than physical. Live your life, my dear. Whosoever has not experienced emotional issue can judge at their own will. Talk is cheap. Plenty advice. Plenty advice. Oh, this same person. If like say buy market for this matter. Now the same OG Abiodun talk say he still write another long epistle here. Okay. You know how people will be pouring out your own trauma on comment section? Yeah. Plenty advice there. Okay. Let me leave it at that so that we can have a conversation. Let me see what people are saying. Yeah. Madam President said, did she fall on the bola by mistake? I have no idea. Oh, but yeah, it's possible. Listen. It's possible. It's possible. She fell on it because she said, what am I supposed to do? I was neglected. He wasn't there. He was serving God. He's married to the things of God, reading the Bible. Yeah. Yeah. A said, I would advise all the members of the church that impose 1,000 days fasting at the beginning and the course of year to do DNA for their kids. Okay, but if you are fasting, does it mean that you cannot carry away your husband or wife? I don't understand. Because some churches actually do 90 days fasting, some do longer. I don't understand. If you are fasting, does it mean you can't carry away? Miss Ruth says he has to forgive her and keep praying for him. He needs to go to the mountain and pray harder so that she wouldn't behave like that again. He has to stay in the marriage. Oh, a man holds his home. Okay. I see the sarcasm there. I see that sarcasm there. I caught it. This is the advice they usually give women, right? Okay. So I caught that sarcasm. Yeah, all right. That's what they usually tell women when they complain about their husband. They'll tell them to go and pray. You women, you are doing too much these days, oh. You are applying the same advice, right? That's what you are doing, Miss Rose. You're telling her to go telling him to do the same thing. You should go into fasting and pray for her to change. 100 days fasting. Ha. Okay. Maybe because we don't really fast in my church. That's why I don't know, Sha. We don't really fast. I think we only fast like 7 days in the whole year, and it's only during Easter. So I'm not used to all this plenty fasting. All right. We're going to take course. Now, the discussion is around what are the lessons that we can learn from this. When you are called to ministry, whether you're a man or a woman, what are the do's and don'ts in terms of your partner or your husband or wife, not neglecting them, so that they will not go and carry away your brother or your sister? Things are happening. Let me just tell you. This one is only talking now because they've been found. And is it really biblical for you to not carry away because you are fasting? How can you be so committed to? I mean, can we just start maybe saying that if people feel that they feel so strongly that they are married to the church, like this woman is saying, the young girl woman is saying that he's committed to ministry. You can't do two things like that successfully. Even the best pastors, men of God, women of God, you have to always juggle to ensure that you are not neglecting one. But trust Nigeria now, if he wasn't married, it would be a problem too. They say, you're not married. If you're not married at a certain age, they see you as irresponsible, even as a man. Okay. On your coffee break said, Auntie B, I can relate with this lady, and trust me, I was a deeper life sister then. Okay, oh, if you say so. All right, so the link is in the comment section. Let's take some comments. What can we learn from this? Nick Deji, you are in the studio. Welcome, darling. How are you?
Hello, my dear. Good evening. How's everything?
Everything is fine. You know, you have a very unique voice. Has anybody ever told you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Your
Everyone tells
voice,
me, but it depends who you ask.
yeah, your voice is so distinct. It's completely different. Like, it's very unique in a good way.
Yeah, thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Yeah.
I was laughing at what Miss Ruzel said, if I said that correctly, because a
Yes.
lot of times people want to give women that same kind of advice. Pray for him, it's
Yes.
Satan,
Yes.
he didn't mean to do it, and keep your home, work on
Yes.
it, kiniko,
Yes.
kiniko. And it's like we hear the same old, same old. So now that the tables have turned, unfortunately.
A lot of women have been doing this on social media now, Nick Deji. I'm telling you, these women are very stubborn. They keep saying, you pray for her. Go and fast for her. You must not leave, but just keep trusting God. Nigerian women, you
And
guys.
I don't mean to laugh, but it's just
Hmm.
like, okay, let's give the same advice. Why shouldn't it work?
Exactly. Let's see if you can keep up with the same energy that you've been telling us for years to go and fast and pray for cheaters. Hmm.
Exactly. But the one thing, I mean, I don't want to say too much, or I always say I say a lot. I have a lot to say, but first of all, for this marriage, I don't know how long the marriage is. Do you know how long the marriage has been?
I don't think it's 8 months, she said. They've been married 8 months. A new marriage. She's very young.
Okay. So one thing I would be concerned about, my first concern is like, did they not do premarital counseling, right? And most times when you have, especially somebody that is a pastor or whatever, a lot of churches say for those that are getting married in our church, we have to do premarital counseling, right?
Yeah.
Even at the time when I married my husband, I came down to Nigeria. He attended at the time Rema Chapel, and that was their requirement before they can have any marriage in their church. You have to do the premarital counseling for X amount of time. So just to make sure that everybody is compatible and on the same page, and just to avoid instances of divorce or problems once that couple gets into the marriage. So that would be like, okay, did you guys not do it? And then two, fine. He likes you because you're in the church. You like him because you're in church. But what exactly was discussed, for God's sake? Did you guys date? Did you
Hmm.
guys talk about your expectations as husband, as wife? Did you
Hmm.
talk about what your stance and view is when it comes to him being a pastor in the church, or his responsibilities for the church as well as his responsibilities for the home? Because I don't even know their age, but it seems like they don't understand what they signed up for. He doesn't understand his role, not only as a pastor but as a husband, and the expectations of him. And she also doesn't understand what she was signing up for when she decided to marry this man that's a man of God, and has to also attend to his flock or his church or whatever the case may be. Then, if she says that she talked to him, the second point is if she said, okay, I've mentioned it to him severely, I need
Hmm.
more, I need more. Okay, if he didn't listen, the first, the second, the third, could you not have involved family members, and not just any family members, but maybe your parents, his parents, as elders, to come and discuss, so that you guys can have a mutual understanding as to how do we move forward from here? And I normally will not subscribe to involving family members, but this is a serious matter. And you have to look at the things that cause major stress and issues in marriage. You talk about finances, you talk about family planning, living where you're going to live, retirement. So there are major topics that can put strain on a marriage that can lead to divorce. So, and this is one of them, intimacy issues,
Hmm.
and if the guy's just ignoring her concerns or whatever, and it's like, to me, okay, now that we've seen where things have gone, not can you blame her? I don't subscribe to cheating. I don't believe cheating is ever the solution to any problem. But it's like, what did you think was going to happen? Something
Yeah.
would have happened, and this is the result of that.
Hmm.
So But the way she's even telling the story is almost like she's reading off of a romance novel. It's hard for me. It's hard for me to take it seriously. Like, oh, he was there on those cold nights. On when I was lonely. I'm like, now that it's hot in Nigeria, which cold nights are you talking about? Because I don't understand. And and to me, if you marry into a family, as I see my own husband's siblings, I look at them like an extension of my own siblings. How do you now have physical attraction to your husband's brother?
Mm-hmm.
And there's an expression: you don't shit where you eat. That's
Mm-hmm.
where that's your home. That's your environment. You couldn't
Mm-hmm.
go outside. You couldn't
Mm-hmm.
go to another state, another country, somewhere. You had to go within your husband's family member. And then what about the consequences of her action? One, you've gotten
Mm-hmm.
caught. What if she had gotten pregnant for the brother? Then
Yeah.
what? We don't even know if she's pregnant now. We don't know if she even has taken Plan B. We don't even know if
Mm-hmm.
there's Plan B in Nigeria. But there's so many things that can, like, what do you call, like ripples when you throw a stone in a lake. There are ripples of choices that people make. How do you
Mm-hmm.
now be able to bounce back? Okay, now her own husband has exposed her, put it online, put the brother. What does that do for
What's
your
it
own
going to
family? And what
achieve?
is yeah, what is it going to achieve? And then what is going to achieve for your own reputation? So now, I not only does she have her own fault, but I'm also looking at the pastor sideways, like, what's going on with you that newly married, and you don't want your wife? Fine, do the work of God. And like she said, after God is your wife. I agree. So why are
Mm-hmm.
you neglecting your responsibility? That's also part of your ministry. So you can't just say, oh, because I'm on fire for God, I'm too busy doing fasting and prayer. So that's why you can't take care of business. And it should be a mutual understanding and a mutual agreement. Okay, even if they ask you to fast 365 days of the year, it doesn't mean you have to. There are choices, and you could decide, okay, my wife, this is what I have planned. This is what is on the calendar. What makes sense for you? What do you agree to? And you come to a compromise. That's what marriage is about: talking together, communication, having a mutual understanding, and both being willing to bend for the other. But this right here is a whole hot mess. I don't know how they're going to recover, if they want to recover, but I think both of them don't realize what they sign up for, to be honest.
So what I mean, what do you I mean for someone who is marrying someone in the church, especially someone who is marrying a man of God? Did she what was the expectation? I mean, like you said, what was discussed? What did
Yeah,
she expect that it was going to be like God? I mean, the way she's narrating the story seems like she was just attracted to the anointing or to him being a man of God.
but
Did she
he
understand the
also,
sacrifices, the commitment that comes with being married to a man of God?
yes, there's onus on her, but there's also onus on him. What was it about her that made you agree to marry her? Did you tell her the responsibilities, the commitment, the time commitment, the traveling commitment, and how would that affect your marriage? Was she on board? So I just feel like a lot of discussions were not had between the two of them. Because if she understood her role and her position, what he expects, she too would tell him, okay, I understand what you said, but this is my expectation. But it seems like they didn't talk about it. It seems like neither of them talked about this, and it was having a great impact on their life. Because in
Mhm,
as much as you have men of God and they have their responsibility, she too would be considered like the first lady, like they would say in America, the pastor's wife. There's also expectations of her as a pastor's wife and what her role would be in the church and in the ministry. So it just
mhm,
seems like communication wasn't had between the two of them, maybe between the church to each of them. And it's like everyone's just operating in a spirit of confusion. Nobody knows
yeah,
their part, nobody knows their role, nobody knows their responsibility, nobody knows the expectation. Obviously, she shouldn't have slept with the brother, she shouldn't have
mhm,
gone outside of her marriage, but this thing could have been resolved before it had gotten to this level. I mean,
mhm,
8 months, and then I don't even know if she mentioned how often they had it within the 8 months. But is it like once? Was it twice? Or was it
mhm,
that, okay, he went away for a week and you didn't get it that week, and now you went to the brother? Because now, if that's the case, then I'm like, okay, maybe you have a sex addiction, or
mhm,
maybe something else is going on. But there's so much information we don't know. But I do know
mhm.
that they definitely did not communicate effectively, and they didn't have an understanding of each of their roles and responsibilities in the marriage and to the church.
Okay, thank you so much, Nick Deji, for bringing it 100% as well as a woman who is in the church yourself. I appreciate your contribution, sis. God bless you. Thank you so much. Right, I am going to Miss Amor. Mbasi, you are next. Oh, you reverted back to the name that I know. I like that. It's difficult to keep up with all these names. So the one people that already know, when they change their name, it just confuses me. Oh my goodness. Right, Miss Amor, welcome. Please unmute yourself.
Hi, Auntie. How are
Hello,
you
darling.
doing?
I'm all right.
Let me
Welcome.
put my TV so that so I can talk. All right.
Right.
So, um, Nick Deji, I like her perspective. She's laid the foundation of this conversation from a someone that is in the church, and you can tell that this is someone that has been in church, understands how it works or stuff. So, shout
Mm-hmm.
out to her.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can relate to this girl very well, for real. And the reason why I said so is because, um, oh God, my heart is beating fast. Let me calm down. Let me
It's
calm down.
okay.
Yeah,
It's
let me
okay.
calm down. Um, um, okay, where do I start? I'll say this. I've almost been married to somebody that was like this. And
Right.
I made a mental note in my head that
Right.
if worst case scenario happens, I am going to cheat on him.
You've already made that mental note
Yeah.
before you got married.
Yes, this
And
was this was somebody I almost got married to. So
you knew that this was likely to happen in the
yes,
marriage.
I
Yeah.
knew that for
Why?
sure.
What did you see? What made you
Okay,
think so?
then we will unpack this. Hopefully, I'm not as long-winded as I should be, so I can just get straight to the point. Um, First things first with this girl, I'll say what is wrong is wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. There's no right here. You've done it, you've made mistake, blah, wrong. You can't
Yeah.
justify it. There's nothing that you can do. And I will say that. That's one. Number two, I will say you can tell that she's very naive.
Yeah.
A lot of young Christian sisters are like this.
Mm-hmm.
We can be very naive. The
Yeah.
Bible says that, there's a part of the Bible that says, I send you out into the world to be as innocent as doves, but
Mm-hmm.
as wise as serpents. We
Mm-hmm.
don't want to be wise. The word will say we don't want to borrow ourselves brain. We
Mm-hmm.
just want to go, you want to keep this image of innocence and purity, but you are not smart. And that's why sometimes we end up in situations whereby we are like, oh, what happened now? I found myself in this kind of situation. So I just want to lay the foundation of that. So
Right.
in my case, this happened when I was way younger, in my 20s. Um, and I'll say I ended up in this situation because of desperation for marriage. Now the thing will carry me go that kind of thing, because it's like, you want to be married at a certain time, you've mapped out your life in a particular way, and then you see this brother that is Jim,
Mm-hmm.
even though you know that you don't really connect to him in that way, but it
Yeah.
was well is also being pushed that marriage is the important thing for him, right? So it's like some brothers in the church that are so like Jim, they tell them, you need to marry. And you can tell, you can see it, you can sense it. And even sisters in the church too can sense it. And you position yourself in a way whereby you're like being seen by him,
Mm-hmm.
and you both get together. Now, here's the other thing I'll say. One of the things I say, one of the mistakes I made while I was a lot younger, I'm trying to get to the point, is the church doesn't know what to do with, I say this a lot, doesn't know how to handle single people.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
In what
the
way?
in I'll say in this way, the narrative is everybody just get married.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, any means crook necessary. Because I feel like, because, I say this because the church doesn't want to deal with a scandal of something. So it's like everybody,
So,
brother,
so
you're, go ahead.
yeah. Yeah. Just take a break. I see you are struggling to get this because it's personal for you. Thank you,
Yes,
Nick, for
yes,
the super chats.
yes.
Thank you. Yeah, take your time to collect your thoughts.
Okay. Oh yes,
Because there's another matter that it was trending on social media. I don't know
yes,
how many
ma'am.
of you saw it on
Yes,
Father's Day on Sunday, where a
yes.
pastor's someone who claimed to be have been a pastor's wife in House on the Rock in
Hmm.
Lagos, Nigeria, came out to talk about the years of enduring DV. Did you see
Hmm.
that?
Jeez, I didn't see that, ma'am. I didn't see
Oh
that.
yeah, she
Oh my
documented.
God.
It's a
Oh my God.
long episode.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
Ola covered it, but I don't even know. I was watching what Ola did. Ola was looking very tired that day. I don't know because he didn't do the usual justice that he usually does to this show. Thank you
Huh.
so much, Ada, for your super chat. I
Oh,
appreciate that.
oh
Yeah.
wow. Oh
So
wow.
when you say that the church does not do a lot in terms of preparing young, naive, innocent women
Yes.
for marriage,
Yeah.
somebody can some can question that. Is it the role of the church though to prepare you for marriage?
It's no, it's not the role of the church, but the church positions itself to be in charge of that, in the sense that it's a very this is something that I would say, for instance, let me paint an example.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in my 30s now, a single sister, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you navigate the social relationships within the church,
Yeah.
people wonder, okay, why are you still single? You
Yes.
know, you think you probably need prayers. There's that pull. We need you to, you know even you look at the single programs, the single conferences is geared
Mm.
towards
Married
mapping
people.
people into that,
Yes. Yes.
as opposed to
Absolutely.
just letting people just be, and if connections happen, so be it.
And there's a lot of matchmaking going on in the
There's a
church
lot
as
of
well.
matchmaking going on. So,
Mm.
and it's not, I won't say it's the church's fault, like completely, but the church tries to position itself in that space. So,
Yeah.
and I know it's coming from a good place, because it's like we want people to have godly marriages. But if you look at the results, sometimes when married people start to talk, people that have been married for years, they don't know how to say, okay, I've been in this relationship, like you just narrated about the pastor in House on the Rock. I've been in this relationship for years. I've been going through this. I don't know where there would be, I don't know the opening for me to share my experience of that. And
Mhm.
sometimes it can be very jittery for a young sister that just gets into a marriage and doesn't know what to do. That's
Okay,
my
so
own.
I take that
Yeah,
point. Thank you for that, Miss Amo. But I wanted to ask you what you were saying earlier on. You said
yeah.
you almost go into that kind of marriage before,
The
and you
story.
already made a mental note that it's
Yeah,
likely that you will cheat or that you
yeah,
will cheat if
yeah,
you marry that brother.
yes.
So I'm asking, what were the signs? What did you see?
Okay, so number one thing, when we got together, it was a Jim brother in the church active.
Yeah,
I was also active too as well, Jim. So it made sense. On paper, it made sense.
right.
Um, and somebody said something, I think you also said the same thing. Like, there's something that is very attractive with a guy that is very service based in the church. It's
Mm-hmm.
what you are told as a Christian sister to aspire to. I could hear even in this girl's statement where she said, I liked him. It's of service to God. He leads me closer to God. He brings me closer to God. And so we gravitate to that desire, or but on a day-to-day basis, on an intimate interaction basis, when you take all the Christianese, the Bible, when you put that aside, our personalities together, do we vibe?
Exactly.
It's not there.
Exactly.
And you,
What are you even compatible? Do
are
you
you
like the person
compatible? Are
apart from
you
the
exactly?
spirit that you see? How do you and now we understand, Mr. Moore, that a lot of Mongo Parks are disguising in the church.
Yeah, they all do. They all do. Oh
So
God.
if you go and
Sorry.
marry somebody, if you are a church girl, you say, oh,
Yes,
because he's a member of my church, he
yes,
speaks in tongues,
yes,
oh, he can pray,
yes,
he's doing service.
yes,
If you marry that person solely based on that, you've
yes,
already made a mistake.
yes. And I stand 10 toes down, and I can tell you because I know. So let me get to the story. So I met this guy, Jim G brother. we started courting because our church was like Christians don't date, they court. So it's like
Yeah.
you go towards the main, talk to pastors, bri. Next thing we know, they were telling us that we need to marry in, I think, about 6 months or so. I was scared, number one,
Mm-hmm.
because I was like, I don't know this guy for
Mm-hmm.
6 months, but he's desperate enough to be married. I want to be married at this time too as well. So we will make it work. The
Mm-hmm.
Lord, what I was getting was the Lord will lead you. The Lord will lead you. On paper, we were
Mm-hmm.
perfect. He was perfect. I was perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's where things started to get weird. And I'll say several things. Number one thing I'll say is there is a particular dogma of Kerewa ability. I don't want to use the SEX word.
Mm-hmm.
There's a teaching that we are taught to imbibe.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think about Kerewa. You cannot
Mm-hmm.
think about it. Something that is so natural to you as an
Yes.
individual.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
think about it. If you think
Mm-hmm.
about it, you have already committed, adultery or
Yeah.
fornication. So
Mm-hmm.
you are literally, everybody is like, no, 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 no. While we were together, I noticed something about him. Um, while we would, get into the, cuddling and all that stuff, which we're not supposed to do, I
Yes.
noticed that he was uncomfortable with that,
Mm-hmm.
which in a way I get why, but it's a lot deeper. The way he looked at me, he felt like I was tempting him.
Right.
It can also kind of said something about me having some kind of seductive, that
Spirit.
you're
Yeah.
too secretive.
Let
And
me
in my
let me
mind,
ask you a very, very
yes,
honest question. You don't
yes,
have to answer if
yes,
you feel uncomfortable,
yes,
okay?
yeah,
I want to know because we now start hearing stories lately. We did
yeah.
a show here the other day about somebody who married somebody that doesn't have the instrument for Kerewa. I've seen another one today now on Pastor Shola's page. Somebody that has married somebody without instrument. So what I'm asking is that during those cuddling or the time that you were together
Mhm,
outside the church,
mhm.
did you see the cucumber,
Let me tell
standing?
you. Let me tell you, Atibi. You see that last show that you did that time? I wanted to call you, but fear. I was like, hey, should I talk? Should I talk? Should I talk?
You will be serving somebody else, so
I
please talk.
know, but I'm talking now. I did talk now.
Mhm.
The
He
truth is,
stand. I mean, he sleep.
Auntie B, the thing no do.
You not stand.
I no feel anything. Auntie B, well,
You
like
touch him.
I, I touch him. I poo poo. And let me tell you something. The me that is here today, I would tell any woman, if you want to be with somebody, touch. Don't go. It's better for you to look and say you come, you not see anything, than for you to now do, and then you now find out later that you do not see. It's
Mm-hmm.
a very, very, I will always say, do what you can. Of course, if somebody's something is good, you don't need to do all of that. But if it's not looking like it's making sense, like one sister in my church actually advised me in my church. She
Mm-hmm.
was the one that told me that, I hope you are, you know, doing this guy like, and I could not tell her, like, with the little activities that yeah, I'm not seeing something,
You didn't see nothing.
I,
Nothing.
I did not,
No sign of no
I
sign
didn't
of no sign of
sign.
life.
No sign, Auntie B, no sign. And, I was scared because I was like, to me, I said to myself, like, I don't know if it's just that. And these were the two layers of it was, is he attracted to me?
Mm-hmm.
Or it be like say the thing know they work,
Mm-hmm.
And the truth is, and I'm going to be I'm a very attractive person. So, maybe one of these days I'll show my face true. But I remember feeling somehow like I am about to be married to this person and there is nothing happening here. But the thing that now got me was when we started having conversations a couple of days or months down the line, because we're preparing towards that. He talked about what he thought about Kirwa. He
Mm-hmm.
said to me, This is what he said. He said, the way that I look at us, I believe that we should have a godly union. And I said, okay, yes, I agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
He now said, maybe the first couple of months, because of the excitement of us just being married, we would kerewa.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, kerewa is just for procreation.
He said that.
He said that to me.
Hey?
I'm
That
telling you,
you
I'm
only care at the beginning of the marriage. After that, it's strictly when you are ovulating.
procreation. He told me that. And I remember then I didn't know how to rebuttal because I was so naive. And I also tell you this other part, the way we look at careerability of people, it's very gender somehow. For women, you are told not to express that. So if you are going into a union as a Christian sister, you are told that this is not what you should be looking forward to. I mean, you are looking forward to it, but this is not what the pacing of the kerewa is determined by the man. It's how
So,
the man wants it, as opposed to how you desire it.
so you didn't ask him why he said that. You know, you are going to be so spiritual that Kerewa is not part of this marriage. You are
I
just going to
did.
be praying every day.
I didn't know the words to say that because I didn't want to look like I am
You
a
are worthy.
wayward girl.
Yes, you wanted to show that you are worthy of a spirit-filled man. You too, you are a
Exactly.
spirit-filled woman. Yeah.
Exactly. So I
Okay.
didn't know how to ask him, like, what do you mean by that?
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to navigate that conversation, you know. But that thing was in my head, like, do you mean to tell me that I will be married to this man and I have these desires in my heart
Mm-hmm.
and I want these things, but yet I can't tell him that this I did fun of, and why I say my naive brain, and that's why I feel like this girl too is naive, is in your mind you don't think you can actually confront that because you worship this guy, you see him as a god in a very way, not like you make him as a god, but because of how you desire, you want him to be the head in your house, in your home, you want to submit, you want to.
Allah is asking a good question. He said, please, what is a wayward girl? What does that mean when they say somebody is wayward?
Wayward girl, let me use the word and I'll use the way, let me use the word. I'll say wayward girl is, in my head back then, is someone that has seductive spirits, the way they put it. And
Mm.
not let me kind of calm down to kind of phrase that so that I'm not misdiagnosing or anything.
No, wayward girl to me, my
Yeah,
understanding of wayward girl is
yeah.
somebody, a woman that sleeps around, a girl that sleeps around.
But that's not what the church sees though.
Mm-hmm.
The church, it's like if you're too showy, if you're too I'm trying to figure out the right word to explain it.
Okay, so
Yeah,
now,
well, if you're let me use the word. I think if you're very sensual, if you're a
right,
sensual person, I think
yeah,
that's the thing. The church does that, like there's this there's this general definition that if you are too sensual, it's like this blanket statement that this is
mm-hmm.
how you are. You are wayward, you are this. Even if you serve God with your whole heart, even
Mm-hmm.
if people are saying that you love God, it's like there's a
How are you too sensual? Are you dressing in a certain way, or is it the way you talk? Like I started the show a minute ago, and Cynthia here, always having her mind in the gutter, was telling me that how my voice was sounding very seductive because I just woke up from sleep. What does it mean that you are too sensual? Is it as per your appearance?
it could
Is
be
it
your appearance, it could be the way you talk, it could be
the way
the way
you
the
move?
Christian, it could be the way the men in the church are attracted to you.
Right.
And unfortunately, I'll say this, a lot of like the things where we say I receive her or I receive him. I remember sitting down under a preaching where the pastor said, if you are a sister in the church and so many men are receiving you, there is something, you should check your spirit. I
What
remember
does that mean? Receiving you in what way? If they are
sitting,
attracted to you?
they are saying that they want to marry you. If there are
Okay,
multiple
okay.
men Like it's
Okay.
like there's a this same sister, everybody wants to marry you, everybody wants to be with you. I sat down under a preaching like that where the man felt like you need to check, because he believes that God is
You
supposed
have a
to talk to one person and
secret
talk to one
trait.
person and that. So
Yeah.
I think it's all round. It's like a, I think it's, is it gender sequel, some kind of vibe,
Mhm.
essential vibe.
But
That
being in the church does not mean that the men has no have no eyes. Men are moved by what they see. And if a woman is beautiful, you have a beautiful body, you carry yourself well, you're gonna be seductive whether you like it or not.
yeah, yeah.
So is it, am I supposed to apologize now for looking attractive? And let
Hey,
me tell you something. Do you
yeah.
know that even being married doesn't mean that you are not attractive anymore, or you are
That's the
not,
truth.
that men people don't see you
That is the
as
truth.
seductive?
Yeah, that is true.
So
Like,
I mean, I don't think it's a me problem for me personally.
yeah.
I don't think the women should worry about that. It
Mm-hmm.
is the men that need to work on themselves.
Yeah.
If you know, I mean, it's not. I don't understand. Sometimes this teaching is so they are twisted. It's attraction.
It's like
Everybody get attracted to
we
something.
spiritualize it. We put the spiritual to join in, and it's just attraction. And my guy, for instance, he was, I believe, if I ask my, if I'm going to be sincere, it's either he was a kerewa, I'm trying to, when you
Yes,
say so, yeah, it was either that, or he just was, because his own thing wasn't working. So, but it wasn't, I didn't feel it working. So
you
it was
didn't
like,
feel it. Yeah.
yeah.
Why did
And
you decide to end the relationship then?
so what led to the end of the relationship? Let's just say I kind of had enough. So we will go into this moment where he would say, I'm tempting him. Um, I'm tempting him. I'm distracting him from his walk with God.
You are tempting him.
Yes.
How? What did you do? Did you take off your bra?
No, I didn't. I didn't. TV. Just one. Let me tell you, Auntie B, this, I was
Hmm.
so young then. Oh God.
I don't know what it means by you're tempting. You are a
Let
church
me,
girl who was probably wearing
let
maxi
me paint
from
a
head to
scenario.
toe. You are covered. Are you tempting him?
Auntie B. Hey, so one of these days, so you can get a sense of the temptation.
Mm-hmm.
We went out to, where did we go, Steph? To, on a date. I can't say. Well, we went to Cheesecake Factory. Yeah, we went out, and I felt I was tired. You know how you sit in the front of the car? It was driving. I was on the passenger side, on the other side, and I reverted the chair backwards, like, where you just put it. I was tired because I was like, all day and stuff. So I was now like, how you put the chair, the seat, the backrest, right, and you put it to the back, and it's like as if you are lying down.
Yeah, you just
And
rested your body.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
he looked at me
Mm-hmm.
and said, he looked at me and said, he looked at me and said that the way that I was lying down was tempting.
But his goal has still didn't stand, even with all the temptation.
Right? So you look
Because most men, the reason why, sorry, my dear, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? I hope I'm not making you uncomfortable.
it's fine. This is a long time ago. I
The
can
reason
tell
why
this story.
I'm coming back to this, because if he's saying that you are sensual, you are tempting him, you are this, you are that, how come? Because most men, when they are tempted, if they see what they like, right?
Mhm,
Because men
mhm,
are easily moved when they are attracted to something. Before
mhm,
that their brain would have communicated to their goal,
mhm,
and you will
mhm.
see action there. So how come with all this so-called temptation, there was no action, you
Which,
know, done
which,
there?
mhm. I think it's what led me to believe that
The thing
he
is not
probably,
working.
yeah, it probably is either if something was too small, it's either it didn't exist there, but you are feeling the feeling, and you felt like what I was doing was distracting you because you were thinking on it. Because when I went there and I touched, I did not see anything. I did not feel anything.
You didn't see anything. You didn't feel anything at
I didn't
all.
feel anything. Although we never got naked, got to see what it looked like or whatever. But I did not feel anything, Auntie B. I
Eh?
remember talking to my brother and I asked him, is there any reason, is there any possibility that okay, somebody might you might be touched and you might not feel. And my brother literally said to me, he said maybe the guy was wearing probably like briefs or something like,
No
you know,
matter what he's wearing, forget it.
I
It's not
don't,
true.
but
Mm-mm,
mama,
mm-mm.
this guy didn't wear briefs, so he wore boxers. Because when he bends down, you can see maybe when he's standing, you can see when the trouser falls down and oh okay, maybe he didn't tuck in his shirt well. You could see like he wore, like boxers. So I'm like, it's either the thing was very small or it just it just didn't exist. But I never got to see I
What
never
was
got to
actually
see to
there?
be able to say like, oh, okay, there's something there, or But the thing that just kept working me up was he just kept saying I was tempting him, and I think the last straw for me was when he said that he's a Christian man, is trying to get closer to God, and I'm here distracting him from his walk with God. And that just devastated me as a Christian, because I just felt like, oh my God, like, how is it that I am leading somebody away from their walk with God? What does that make me? And I internalized that affected me for a little bit, because I internalized that so much. But I'm like, is it so wrong for me to desire somebody and the person in question is not responding, or the person in question is blaming me for his downfall, which is walk with God? And I just looked at it with the pressure to get married. And to be, are you still there? Sorry.
Yes, my dear, I'm
Okay,
hearing
okay.
you.
Oh yeah. And the pressure of that. And then I remember then my pastors was like, "Ah, you need to set dates now." And I think the entire thing I was like, you know what? I'm not sure if this is going to work. And as God as we have it, he just never called me back. It just like the relationship just ended. Like it literally just ended. I called him just to like, oh hey, let's talk, let's da 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 da. It just never responded back. Since that's how that relationship fizzled out. Years
Yeah.
later, I haven't done therapy on myself, and still in therapy. I look at that me back then. I was so naive, and I could have been in this situation with this girl. And I've been in a lot of I see my 20s and TBA. If you know me back then, hey, when my mates were going out on dates and all that, I was going to women conferences and TB.
Yeah, you say you found. Ola is asking, what did you find attractive in him? Yeah, she already answered that.
Yeah,
Is it spirituality?
it is spirituality. That was all I
The
found. Like,
spirituality is what she
yeah,
found attractive.
that's
She
what I
was
found.
attracted to the spiritual gingin.
Exactly.
I mean, with all these stories around
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
yeah, people need to be very careful in the
yes,
church.
yeah,
Women in the church, you need to be very, very careful.
yeah,
I know it's slightly taking us away from the topic, but this is
yeah,
one of the reasons.
yeah,
This could be one of the reasons why she wasn't getting Kiriwa
exactly.
in the marriage.
Yes, yes, yeah.
So if you are dating in the church, nobody's saying you should go and carry while you are doing Christian
No,
courtship and all that, but you need to know what you are getting into.
it's
This week alone, I've seen two
yeah,
cases. One woman said, "Oh, he's a very good man. Let me find it. As a matter of fact, let me find it so that you guys can see what I'm saying. This is
yeah,
real.
yeah,
It's a serious thing. Now I don't know
yeah,
what's happening.
yeah,
Why all of a sudden it seems like a lot of people are now using the church, hiding under the church,
yes,
you know,
yeah,
and when they know that they're doing Christian marriage, because they know
mhm,
that as a Christian now, they will tell
yeah,
you cannot divorce
yeah,
or whatever,
yeah.
but they can't carry what is going on.
And then to be, I would say, being, I think the reason why we, I would say, young Christians, girls, and we all get caught up in it is because, this spiritual walk with God, we take it so seriously, yeah. And we really, it's like we are told that if you do it the worldly way, you will not get the right person.
Yeah,
You
I'm not
know,
saying people should do it the worldly way, but what about deception? All these people that are deceiving
we
other
are
people in church.
blinded towards that. They don't tell. Oh, I would say they don't tell us, but we too don't want to find out. So it's like we just go in so naive and just say, okay, anything, any guy, he loves God, right? He serves God, right? He's godly, right? Okay, everything will follow. But it doesn't work like that. that's not how that's not how the best relationships that we would ever know about is seen. It takes personality, it takes people that know themselves, it takes two people actually being compatible, not just because somebody say that they love God or somebody that is active in church. That doesn't make a union. That doesn't mean anything. And the last thing, let me just kind of round up, is
Yeah,
I
because
think
I have
there's
other
some,
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's something that is aspirational by being a pastor's wife. Um, the connection to the anointing, the connection to the guy that serves God, there is a validation that you get by church people. And so unfortunately you see a lot of women just wanting to be on that, that
Are you the
pathway.
only person that
And
doesn't want to be a pastor's wife?
I
I don't understand. I think I've got to be the only woman that, I can't, I don't like it at all. I don't know. Some women actually love this being pastor's
And
wife
to
stuff.
me, it's a
I
real.
don't get it.
I have a friend of mine that is like, oh, I must be a pastor.
Some men actually go out there to go and be chasing men of God who are very close to starting their own ministry, or who are actively working in other ministries that, you know, wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Mo. Unfortunately, I've got other people, so I've got
All
to
right.
move on. But thank you so much for sharing with us. I'm happy for you that you escaped. Thank God that you didn't fall into it. But I was talking before I come to my next caller. Mbasi, you are next. Let me first of all read this to you. I'm telling you that this is a real thing now, and it's very, very common. I was saying in the church now is very, very common, and people actually, because they can tell people about it anonymously on social media, you see it everywhere. This is Pastor Shola's wall, and this is somebody saying, you know what, Pastor, hi Pastor, please keep me anonymous, sir. What advice will you give to a new bride? They just got married and the husband is still not able to perform his career duties. He does not get his career thing does not get erect. Can you see that? You see, this is real, like properly real. Very, very real. This is another one. I'm telling you that I've seen quite a lot today. Only today. Look at this. She found out after the wedding that her handsome husband has no kerewa instrument. He begged her to keep it a secret and just do adoption. These are real people. No joke. So I don't know. Maybe there's got to be a way for the church to be doing their own checks. The same way they are telling people to go to DNA, what's it called? To go do blood tests to check that they are healthy, to do their checks. There's got to be a way. Because this is becoming too much. This betrayal is becoming too much. Okay. Let me come to you, Mbasi. There's another one, but you know what? Just leave it at that because it's quite a lot.
Maybe this
Right.
is so scary. Whew.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
this and not only that it's scary, it's getting worse. But thank goodness for one thing, that now we are living in the space where people are finding courage and bold enough to come out and
Yeah.
share whatever they are going through internally, because then other people, hopefully, other people can learn from it. Because again, let me tell you, for people like Mango Parks, right? Because they are mostly they hide under the umbrella of religion. That is where they thrive. That is their thriving ground. Okay. And the reason for that is because in most cases there's no question asked. You have to follow the God rules. You've got to live godly, even though themselves they are opposite of everything they're trying to show to the world. You know what I mean? Like privately. So if you and it's not only church, in the mosque, like, because the sanctuary of marriage, where they say, put a man and woman together, you should not touch each other, don't do this, don't do that. Someone with that kind of intent, knowing that maybe you cannot perform really well, or you are having issue down there, or you don't even have one at all, right? It's very easy to put the umbrella of religion on and just focus on one thing. The sad part of that is they still want the other side, knowing that they are not even qualified to be married, or whatever the case may be, or to be honest enough from the beginning when they meet somebody, like, this is my issue. And I don't even know how convenient that would be, because I don't know how many women you want to expose yourself to say, this is my problem, because of course that will leave the woman with the choice whether they want to continue with you or not. So what they do is they make you involved emotionally first. They will drag you to their own little world, and and then when everything is under the disguise of religion, it's very little of question that you can ask. That is number two. Is like, there's no experience to compare with. When you are in a young, I want to ask this, the last caller, and I'm so glad that she didn't go through with it. I want to ask her what age was the age of the guy, and I think she said she was in her 20. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
Mr. Mo, if you are in the comment section, put the age of the guy that you almost married,
Yeah,
that didn't
because
have put
yeah,
it in the comment section.
in
How
most
old was
cases, the guy, yeah, because in most cases, you see those men, or those men, they wait so long because they are formulating the way how to make their life happen somehow. They will not compete with women of their age, or they will not compete with people who have experience already. They are looking for the young, the naive. They have no experience to compare with. There was no evaluating experience anywhere else other than what the church or the mosque is telling them, or whatever. They are following Bible to the core, and they are following Bible to the core, and they're not even asking, confident enough to ask questions, right? And the way they will put it to you, they are not going to come out and say it in a way that is going to scare you. It's going to be so subtle. I always use that word. Whatever their actions and their word is, once they get you, everything is very subtle. You won't know what to do with it. You won't know the next question to ask. Why? Because there was no experience to compare it with. You only know what you know. I mean, if you never been married before, how do you know marriage looks like? You don't know, because you've never been married before. You know what I mean? You've never, and most cases, they've never been in a serious relationship before.
But
So
with
in
somebody
most,
that doesn't, what the thing that I'm worried about, I'm concerned, is that if you go and you enter, you chook your head and enter church because you have ED problems, of which there's solutions for, in most cases, maybe I don't know whether the person has looked for solution, or they just decide, how we like to spiritualize everything. They just chook their head in the church, and you now say, okay, let me go serve God. It's all right to serve God, but when you deceive somebody else in the church, usually a naive younger woman who has no experience, what do you think is going to happen when you get
no,
married, though?
no, you see, someone who is self-aware, who have the emotional intelligence to draw from, who can self-reflect. Of course, they will not go that far. Now, for people who have such problem, and they hide under the religion umbrella, in most cases, their emotional intelligence is not intact to begin with. Okay, so in their mind, they know how to draw people to make them do what they want to do, even though in most cases, of course, eventually it's not going to last long. Somehow, 10 years down the road, 20 years down the road, the other person is going to get tired anyway. But they would rather do that. They would rather just dump all of that on you and then finish with you and move on with the next person. They never, again, it's so complicated in a way that the only person that is doing it is the only person that is doing it. The other person on the receiving end, you coming in with your plain heart and open heart, and no experience from nowhere, because they know how to pick and choose who is the next victim. Again, I'm so grateful. I'm so glad that this is coming out, and everybody is trying to say it out for other people to learn from. Like, when you are dealing with people, Queen B, let me tell you, if I'm going to involve with somebody, we're going to have to do some kind of naked parade or something. I don't know. Something's going to have to happen.
There must be a way that these things can be
Something,
mitigated, because what the
yes.
doctor is telling us, Dr. Nicole here is telling us now, that ED is occurring in younger men, and is
Let me tell you,
happening to even more younger men. It has a lot to do with lifestyle and eating habits, and there are ways that
absolutely.
can be mitigated.
Absolutely. I worked long time ago in a urologist clinic, right? Believe me, as young as in their 20s, they are having ED. As young and in their 20s, I'm not lying. You will be so surprised. And it's not like few, it's like, maybe I remember the doctor I was working with would be so concerned, like, what is going on? Like,
Yeah.
everybody's like young. It's like the younger, what's going on? So before it's like people from the 15 and above. No, now people in their 20s, they are really struggling in that department. Now they are giving them prescriptions and this and that, like in their 20s. I was like, what? So as a woman, we have to be very careful. We need to ask questions. We cannot be naively think everybody like, oh, they are the same, me, I have a pure heart, the next person is not going to have the pure heart. Sometimes it
Just
doesn't,
because you are in the church doesn't mean that
it doesn't, it
can
means
be trusted.
nothing. Yes. Church is church, spirituality is spirituality. Okay. I think whether you're a church girl or you are not a church girl, I think spirituality, when you are in a spiritual mode, you have the opportunity to see beyond the religion itself. Then you'll be able to ask questions, you'll be able to feel, you'll be able to see, you'll be able to step back if you need to step back. You are not going to go in there and think, well, God will fix it. Honey, you already know if you feel it, you better feel it and ask the questions or step away completely and stand by. Don't go back and forth, because that's what usually happens with women. Like, we tend to go back and forth. We tend to rationalize all kind of things, like, oh, maybe it's not, maybe it is, or maybe it will work out, maybe no. Believe in your feelings. You see that? I'm sure that's what saved the lady that just left, because she was paying attention to how she was feeling around him. See? And when he was gonna tell him about his problem, he didn't just drop it the first day that they met. They already into it, maybe halfway done to the marriage, and then now he bring this spirituality thing. And can you blame the girl? No, because again, the girl have never been married before. Again, this is a church girl that believe in a godly word, right? And then the man is talking godly, whatever he's talking about, even though he knows it was lying. So may God help us all. That's what I'm gonna say.
Thank you so much, Mbasi. I appreciate that. Okay. These are man of prestige people, or last people. They are here. Natu, darling, welcome.
Present, ma.
Welcome, darling.
Good
Welcome, welcome,
afternoon.
welcome.
This story is personal to me too. I had a personal encounter with someone that's like a church person too. I mean, it's not
Right.
like a church person. He was a youth pastor. So our family both knew each other. I was here then. I used to go back home like once or twice a year. And then one of the times I went back home, we kind of like reconnected and we started talking. And then when both parents saw us together, started mounting pressure that we should date. So we started dating. And so that's why I wanted to say, I want to look at this thing on two sides. There might be an attraction issue. So we started dating. We're both attractive people. He's a very tall, handsome guy. He goes to church on the Christ Embassy. And he was a youth pastor. And so we agreed that there will be no kerewa.
Okay.
That was the agreement. Even though I was not in Nigeria, I'll usually just come twice a year. We agreed that there was no kerewa, and he agreed to that. And now that everybody is talking, I was beginning to walk my mind back, because I remember the most we do like is just like we kiss, not kiss, sorry, long hug and then pegs. But while I was here, I found out after we separated was when I found out that he fathered two kids with two different women, and that's what I want to agree with. Attraction issue. He probably wasn't attracted to her, even though she's a fine, attractive woman. He probably was an attractive man too.
But
But
even if you are not attracted, if you see a beautiful woman and they touch you there as a man, come on
some
now.
people,
No,
Auntie
no, no,
B,
no, no.
have you met a strong-minded person before?
It's not.
Have you
A man
met
has got nothing to do with it. A man is a man.
Auntie B? Okay,
It's not free
so
or it's not attracted. There might
me,
be just an issue with him. Like she said, because you don't know. So talk about your own, not to leave that one alone.
right. So that was the experience I had. So like it kept bothering me for a long time. Like Was it that I'm not attractive? Like sometimes I'll be with you in Nigeria 2 months, 3 months,
Mhm.
nothing will happen. But you still went outside to go and care about somebody, you will have kids,
How
like
did
two
he do
different
it?
women.
I thought he said he doesn't want kerewa between you people. How manage?
Me or more, yeah, me more. I don't know. I lie.
That's the
I
do
don't know.
kerewa.
I've tried to explain that thing to myself and convince myself, well, I have not been able to, because I
Mhm,
never understood it until today. Then the second one again, I had, the problem with men, I think, is ego. If they're dealing with stuff, they don't know how to like tell themselves the truth and get necessary help that they need. Probably that guy might be going through something that he has not addressed.
mhm,
I have somebody that's very close to me that have been married. The guy, like he needs medication to be able to carry one. He needs medication to be able to carry one, and he has gone to a point where even with the medication he can't carry one. So he married this girl. He knew that. He didn't tell the girl he married her until they got married and Kira became conditional. That was when she found out that the medication that he was taking was affecting his Kira. So now she can't, all the kids that they had them via IVF because they
mhm.
can't carry her. And yes, and then one day when she complained to the guy, Baba just went to buy toys for her and give her that she just manage and use toys.
He bought us.
And
He,
she
he went to buy toys for her
toys.
to be using
Yes,
to help our
yes,
ministry.
yes. And she
Mhm.
called me, she was crying. She was like, can you believe what this guy, if it's a woman that did this now, they'll say this, that. But just like Allah used to tell us all the time, this is not even about the guy not satisfying you, understand? But have you thought about the end result? If you do this, then what? Do you
Mm.
understand? If this is what you want, I have to go that route. What's gonna be the
Did they
next thing?
try to?
What
I
if you
mean, did
get
they try to get help? Like go to the clinic and try to get it resolved if it's health related.
who the other person that I know?
Yeah, this other person that you're talking about, that the
Yeah,
husband went to get help.
he has an issue that has to do with his health that he has to take medication for.
Okay, the medication now affects. Yeah, okay,
Yeah, so the medication now affected, but he did not tell her.
I see.
He never told her. They got married, and then when Kira became conditional, that was when he opened up to her. So now they had to do IVF to get their kids,
Mm,
and he went to get toys for her. So now she's living like a sexless marriage.
mm-hmm.
So so just like everybody was saying, like men are going through stuff, and these things are real. But I don't think they're being fair on the women. Some are using their spiritual, using church to cover up,
Mm-hmm.
to say I'm holy and this and that and that. By the time you enter, it's just like a woman that has a bad habit. And then when you marry, she's using church and you say she's a very godly person. When she enter and now see that she's something else. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Mm.
that's something you cannot do, get help. Men need to start getting help. Honestly speaking, men
Yeah.
really need to get help.
In this case
Men really need to
now,
start getting.
I feel like we're not talking about the case in view again. In this case now, where the young lady was now started carrying the brother. If a woman finds herself in this kind of situation whereby the man is married to Jesus and there's no time for family, wife, no career and anything, what would you advise her to do?
Honestly, I would advise her, if the church cannot help her, she should leave the marriage, not going to his brother, because that's too messy. That's
Yeah.
like really messy. If you want to do it, go do it outside. But inside the house, like with his brother, it's just like you catching your husband with your sister. That's how
Yes.
ugly it is. It's the same thing. Somebody
Betrayal
said
is,
earlier in the chat. Yeah,
yeah.
somebody said in the chat earlier, what is bad is bad.
Yeah.
So honestly, she didn't do it well. If the church can't help, that's why when you said that does the church play a role, I say church play a major role, because
Yeah.
church are the people that are trying to convince people into this institution. You need to tell people what it is. Oh God, I hope you be able to satisfy your wife. Don't use That's why Muslim people, if a marriage they are not consummating it, oh God, I give her a second, let her be going. No, just divorce the mother, let her be going, because you cannot keep her and you're not doing anything. It doesn't
Right.
make sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's what another part of being married is, fulfilling that part too. So if you're not doing it, then what are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah. If she wants to, she can go out, say I'm leaving the marriage. Go out, do what you want to do. But in the house, no, no, that's not,
Yeah.
no.
Okay. All right then. Thank you very much for that. I
Yes,
hear
no,
you. I hear you. The thing is that sometimes it's good to be spiritual, but a lot of church girls are very naive.
they are
And they tend to
100%. I
fall
agree.
for people. But PK used to say something, saying it takes anointing for you to preach. Who the man is in the church is not who he is at home.
Fact.
But a lot of
Fact.
people think that, oh, the pastor, you think the way the pastor is in the church, that's how he is at home with his family.
Nope. Nope.
He's just a man. To his family, to his wife, he's her husband. And in fact, I heard this
Yeah.
story. I don't know if you ever heard it. A lot of pastors use it. I think PK uses it quite a lot. He gave an example of when they went to preach and they saw a man who was a GO, one of these big GOs, and he was preaching and
Right.
preaching and preaching and talking about marriage. And the wife stood up and went and sat in the altar. They said, Madam, why are you sitting here? He said, no. He said, this man that is preaching is the one I want to marry. He said, but you are married or to him already? He said, no. He said, the one at home is different from this.
Oh, Bashere.
It's this one that is preaching that I want. I don't want the version of him when we get home. So if you are in the church, you need to know that
Yeah.
because somebody is spirit filled, they are in the church, they are doing, spirit does not actually mean that, they are going to
I'm
make good
telling
husband.
you.
Spirituality has got nothing to do with being a good human being. People are just
Nope.
good on their own. A good person is a good person. And it's not all Christians that are good people. It's not
No.
all
No.
Christians that make a good wife. It's not all Christians that will make a good husband. I think women need to learn that, men need to learn
Yeah.
that, and just deal with people on an individual level and on a human level. Remove spirit. Let me even know you outside the church. Let me see.
Correct.
Let's see. I want to say, for instance, if you're in the church, you are less likely to get angry, to show your emotions, right? Everybody's doing
Yes.
bless you. We put on our best behavior. We put on a disguise. It's true. Everybody does in the
And
church.
TV, have you seen the video of Crepodola where he was talking? He said, "Women, don't be blindfolded if you're trying to date a man, trying to get married." So he said, "Ask him questions. How's your credit score? How do you act when you get angry? How do you resolve issues?
Yes, I
Like,
saw
ask
that
those
video.
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, those are stuff that you need to know. It's not just knowing that the person know how to pray. After prayer, then what?
Yeah. Yeah. I think women need to do better. Men need to do better. We just need to know people,
Yes,
on a human level, on a day-to-day level. How are they? How do they treat other people? When you remove the whole spirituality and the whole spirit-filled prayer and, reading the Bible, how are they on a good day? How do they behave in their places of work? What is
right.
their relationship with their siblings?
Yep,
What is their
yep.
relationship with their friends outside the church? It's very, very important too, because these stories are becoming too rampant. I think they've always
Yeah.
been there, but we didn't know because
Social
social
media is
media.
projecting it now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hola, welcome, my dear. How are you?
Hey, Auntie B, can you hear me?
Yes, yes,
How you
yes.
doing? You good?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right, all right. Yeah, this one is this has been happening forever.
Mm-hmm.
It's not new, but obviously thanks to social media, enlightenment, just people discovering more and more every day.
Mm-hmm.
These things are rising to the surface now, you know. But I was raised in the church myself, so I've seen these things forever.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of look different back in the days, but it's basically the same thing at the very core. I would say even that guy was probably also naive too. He was believing, especially if they have no experience, right? He probably was believing this in the same nonsense too. There's nothing wrong with having certain standards
Mm-hmm.
around lifestyle, but the point of it is it's like fasting. It's like delayed gratification, right? It's like that this thing is sweet, or is when it's contained in the right space, it's sweet and it's beneficial, and there's a lot of benefits to it beyond procreation. But you
Mm-hmm.
also know that you don't want to do this without containing it, because there's a lot of passion that goes with doing kerewa, right?
Yeah.
So, but a lot of people they took it as just rules. Just
Yeah.
the way they interpret it is very myopic. It's like very surface level. They said, don't do this, just don't do it just because, right? And there's a lot of people teaching it that way too, still. Like, just don't do it just because. They don't go into why, Why shouldn't
Mhm,
you do that?
mhm.
At a deeper level. So when you have a bunch of people also training people to do that, especially in a society where there's incentive in terms of feeling safe, feeling like there's better future if I can just follow this set of rules, right? Without any, deeply rooted reasons to do it. Um, Eventually the true colors will show of human beings. The reality is that Kerewa is natural, right? So you can suppress it for all you want. It's like food. At some point, your body will tell you that you need this thing. And if you're not going to do the thing, you need to have a deeper sense of why you're not doing it. And it should have something to do with delayed gratification, not denying
Let me
that.
ask you this, Ola, because I think there are a lot of things, a bunch of things that we are not supposed to do as Christians, right? Why
Mm-hmm.
is it that for most Christians, especially Nigerian Christians, is only that one of not having kerewa that they seem to hold, that they always think about, or that is the one that they always focus on? But there are so many things we
Yeah.
are not supposed to do as Christians. But that one seems to sit, as far as they are concerned, they can lie, they can cheat, they can convert, they can do anything, they can
Mm-hmm.
even buy. It doesn't matter as long as you don't do kerewa. Why?
So the only thing I'm sure there are a few other reasons, right? And there are a few other uh, things they can point out to, right? But this happened to be at the top of it, like you said, right?
Hmm.
I think it has to do with the fact that you can use it to control people. You know, um, any sin that you can use to control people, you will see it being used quite a lot to basically hold people under your control. You see what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
I think that's what it comes down to. But again, I see it as it's one of many. It's just the most popular one for obvious reason.
Hmm.
But there are so many things that if you look at the history of mankind into the past, they say you can't do that. They say why not? Because I said don't do it. But because you need them for your safety, your security, housing, clothing, safety, all this kind of thing, you kind of just follow it because it's just rules. But
Hmm.
today, people have options. People can do those things for themselves. So they are not asking why. And then when they're asking their mentor why, their mentor say just because, don't do it. Then at that point in time, people start questioning, and sometimes it's too late by the time
Hmm.
you're asking that question. So there are women that got pregnant. Their first career, they got pregnant, and that's it. They're locked down for the next few years without knowing what the direction of their life is going to be. The first time they will do it, I can't tell you how many times I've seen that story,
Hmm.
right? Well, the
Somebody says
first time,
because Miss Alex says because kerewa is very, very sweet. Ah, that's the answer.
no, no, that's not the answer.
That's not the
It's
answer, Miss
natural. I said
Alex. Oh.
natural.
It's not
It's
everybody that even thinks kerewa
yeah,
is very, very sweet. You are saying it because it's sweet for you. It's not everybody. Oh. Eh. Hmm.
yeah. It depends on your experience and what stories you've been told about it, right? Like for example, our sister that was just on before, I think it was before Natu. She was talking about how the story this story of your sensuality is just bad,
Yeah.
right? This story of seduction is inherently just a bad thing.
Yes, I have a
If you
problem with that. I have quite a lot of problem. I don't know. I think as Africans, from time immemorial,
Mhm.
we've all as women. I think that we've always been told to suppress our sensuality. You are not supposed to. And you see why a lot of women are
Mhm.
frigid today. This is another conversation, but it's a
Yeah,
real thing. I'm telling
yeah,
you because
yeah.
we've been told from the beginning. You see that word that she used, wayward. You are
That's why
wayward.
I asked. I knew what she was saying, but I wanted
Yes,
to see how she would word it or how
yes.
she would. And you can see that even the
You
fact that
don't
she
want to be
struggled.
perceived as wayward. You don't want to be seen as
So what they
wayward.
call them, even the African Americans here, they call them fast. They're too fast, right? That means Oloju, come and do. Like all the guys in the neighborhood, now your mother will start looking at you funny. Why is that boy looking at you like that? They will start looking at you as you are fast. Somebody said the word loose. Another way of saying is they're loose. Doesn't mean you're doing it. It's a perception. because of maybe, there are some people that just have that
Mm.
sexual
So what should
aura
you
about
do?
them.
Like if you have a very
Mhm.
beautiful body and you and men are attracted to you, you are supposed to maybe take sellotape and gum your body
I
and,
have
and
a
flatten
actually
it.
I have a sister who went through a lot because she has a curve. She has a natural curve. She went through a lot with her mother because of this. Because
He keeps
she
saying
just
that
kept checking.
if that's it, I'm wayward then. I'm very, very this
That's
thing makes me
that's
laugh.
almost what it means. So, like when you are wayward, it's not even your own perception; it's their own perception of you,
But you see the
right?
irony of the whole thing, though. Men
Hmm.
like women who are freaky, freaky. That's the truth, including pastors and holy. Or that I'm talking about heterosexual men who have no
Hmm.
issues, ED or anything like that. Okay, but
Yeah.
the concern I have with that, Ola, is the fact that because as African women, Nigeria
Hmm.
especially, I find that in some other African countries like Ghana, for
Hmm.
instance, they've always been more open about, the talk about Kerewa. If you notice something, even in Nollywood, it was when they started doing movies, Ghanaian movies, and they were
Hmm.
now kissing and touching and showing things. That's when Nollywood caught up. Oh. We're not doing it
Hmm.
initially. Nigerians tend to be very, very conservative when it comes to, that was before. Now we've caught
Yeah.
up. I think we've overtaken some things now. But I'm saying that growing up, we were always told that, yeah, woman, you are not supposed to enjoy Kerewa. You're not even supposed to, you are just supposed to lie down there like a piece of wood, and your husband will enjoy himself and stand up. How dare you
Hmm.
enjoy Kerewa?
Yeah. Yeah. It's a sin.
Yeah,
You
it's a
ready?
sin.
You ready? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll give some. It's a sin. It's a sin. It's a sin as far as where we're coming from, and clearly we know that just calling it a sin now is not good enough because people are asking questions because
Yes.
it's contradictory to what men want or what men are attracted to, and there's a big old contradiction, and because of the contradiction, it's now blowing up in our face, and then you have a situation where people marry what they consider a virgin or a person who was not wayward, and then you have troubles consummating the marriage. You have troubles being intimate inside of the marriage. You have trouble, not even people even have trouble with ordinary connection. Let's not even worry about Kerewa.
Mhm.
Like creating a connection between you and your wife. You
So
realize that the only connection you had was the Bible.
so you are supposed to
Yeah.
just be this person that the only thing that join you together is prayer, and you just pray. What about, I thought the Kerewa is a big part of marriage.
Mm.
So if you are not, and I'm so glad that a lot of people like PK he has a whole ministry that is dedicated to talking about all this. It's called wholesome, I think wholesome sexuality or something like that. You know, I'm glad that their pastors are actually talking about it, because for so many years, like you said, people were not taught. Women were meant to feel guilty for looking. How dare you look so, like you said, your sister, because she's curvy, is her fault. Today you are curvy now, a woman, they will say, you've gone to do surgery or something, or maybe you are trying to. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a struggle. And to me,
It's a struggle, yeah, it is.
yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, no,
mm.
I just wanted to chime in really quickly. I think it's time we start to unpack all those things, those stories, and then start to learn one after the other.
Yeah,
Let me just say this is what I come here to say: sensuality and seduction is not a bad thing at all. Like anything else in life, is a double-edged sword. It depends on how you use it.
yeah.
So yeah,
It's not a bad thing. Yeah, you Christian girls need to stop feeling guilty about that. It's not. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's not. Okay. Thank you so much, Ola.
all
I
right, we'll
see
talk
you are
later.
busy
Bye.
there. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Brother Patrick is in the studio. Hello, Brother Patrick. Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Hello, Auntie B. How
How
you
are you
doing?
doing, sir? I'm all right, sir.
I'm good. I came in early today, so I was listening in my car. So I said maybe I should see one thing or the other.
Please.
Yeah, Auntie
Welcome,
B,
sir.
the issue of Kewa before marriage.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it has an advantage even for the girls.
Right.
There are a lot of wolves in the midst of sheep.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you that some cases, I had a case I'm handling that almost wept.
Hmm.
If you see a very educated sister, she's in a second chance marriage.
She enter one chance.
Yes, one chance marriage. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
So at times, and she refused to listen. She told me that she caused it.
Right.
Even they told her, don't do it. And she did it.
She married the person against advice.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Even
Okay.
they told her in the church, we know this brother. She went ahead. She told me to her face, say, please help me, sir. That she knew. She's been praying as well. I know she's married to a white, which I don't want. I have to. There's everything. I don't know if the man, who the man is. You know what I mean? So it goes a long way to even help the lady as well. The one thing I advise people, I like this word is now do your due diligence. In those days, even our parents, they want to know the family which this person is coming from. They do a proper background check on the person you want to get married to. Get to know the person, get to know the family. You don't just want to entangle yourself with somebody that you just met. You have to know the family, really know that person, which is very important. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Yes, I can, Papa. Go ahead.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And like from my own experience, Kerewa it's a big deal. It's no big deal, especially to the women. The women will go. I know I'm not a baby. The women you think that they doesn't even know about Kerewa will go a long way to teach you in the nearest future about Kerewa. It is men that will even be tired. Men tend to get tired on time, depending on their age. So, like I said, there are a lot of wolves in the midst of the sheep.
So what's the solution, sir? What should women do, especially Christian women who are marrying all these brothers who are spirit-filled and, Kerewa is never discussed? How do you then go into a marriage like that and you are
No, why
protecting
would it
yourself?
should be discussed? Like I said, if at my age I go for my physical and my doctor is asking me, do I Kerewa? Is the only one person that I Kerewa? Am I sexually active? So why not discuss it? In the process of courtship, do you discuss it? Your parents, your whoever is counseling you, you have to go through the
Yes.
proper way. You did nothing hidden under the sun now.
It should be discussed. You need to ask, are you able to Kerewa?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. You should be able to ask. It's part of life.
Yes.
Yes, part of marriage. You need to know that. Why not? Okay. Why not? Why not discuss that? You can see, unlike before, you can't discuss that even in the radio. Look at it. Social media has given us the opportunity to even discuss that.
Yeah.
Yes, you can discuss that. And a
Because
lot of women,
there's a
even in
lot of
the
surprises happening now. People finding out on wedding nights that that's, I don't know. But should the church not be discouraging men who cannot consummate marriages to stop
that's a
deceiving sisters?
deception. That is not a lie. That's a deception.
Yes.
That's a big deception. Any man that does that is not a man. That's a big deception. You let down the church, everybody. If you have any issue, medically, let them fight. That's a deception. You can't do that. That person is not a child of God. Why should you do that for a girl? Would you allow someone to do that to your daughter or your sister? That is a deception.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, you now tell the person that we're only going to carry out, you knew you had issues. But after marriage, you are not telling the person, let's go and do IVF.
No, that's manipulation. That's not good. That's not good.
Yeah.
You
So
can't do that. Both of them are pastors and they have issues. They went with the family. They went to this place in Las Vegas. What they call? I forgot this place. The Hollywood something. And the woman was telling me they were there for 2 weeks and the man didn't care what her. That really pained her. So they are married, they have children. I'm just giving an example, not to talk of people that just got married.
Young people, a young girl that have been keeping herself. Some of them even married as they got married as virgins, Brother Patrick.
And I mean, I've seen cases, but then that's what I'm saying. There should be proper knowing the person very well, knowing who he is, the family, do your proper, let them ask questions. I've told you several people. Let me give you an example. One of my colleagues at work, or say Patrick, he's a white lady. Say, she got married about 2 years ago. Say, they say you're a pastor. Are you able to join us together? I said, no. I said, you must come to the church because church is going to give you marriage certificates. You have to go through marriage, everything. He said, no, they can't do that. I went for the wedding. And in the process, this lady will come late, said the husband was sick, he was throwing up. Auntie B, can you believe she just filed for divorce? The woman was
Already?
a drunk. The woman was a drunk. The man was a drunkard. He's a drunkard. The woman has moved to somebody's else house, another lady's house. Oh my God! Look, I told you. And she was covering for the man. Meanwhile, the man was throwing up because he was drunk. He would go to a club and come on and be drunk. And this lady was hiding. And this is her second marriage. Yes, yeah, she's even a grandmother. The first son just had a baby. I said, you see, look at where you throw yourself.
Did she rush into it?
No, she did not rush. She knew the man. I know in most cases, Auntie B, forget it. It has nothing to do with age. So, some women, they make a lot of mistakes and begin to listen. Oh my God.
Yeah, because most women just want to be married. Just want to be Mrs.
No, it's not. It has nothing to do with age. So in some cases, you just look at, this beautiful woman, at this your level, I can't believe it. I just have to say, oh my God, what will I do? So, that everything has to be open these days. Get your friend to know her, know him, know her. Before you know somebody that knows somebody. You can't be hiding. You can't be in a relationship and be hiding whoever you are dating, or let it be exposed. And if you are mature, don't let it be too long. Don't let the courtship be too long. Yes. That's what they cancel people that are of age. What are you guys waiting for? Do the necessary thing. Get to yes.
You still need to know. It's better for you to get to know the person. It's about what you know about the person, because you can be dating somebody for a year and you still don't know nothing about them, or you don't spend time together. Maybe you don't even know them. Like that. It's about how much you know of one another.
Yeah, if you know people.
Dating these days for marriage is like basically investigating one another. That's why some people like Brabio, he's not here today, will tell you that he wants to marry and he wants it to be a contract. So this is me. Bring yourself, then we agree. Because it's turning out, because at the end of the day, people are being deceived.
At the B, people are being deceived. I tell you, I'm saying people are really being deceived.
People are being deceived,
especially in the church. Let me just be frank with you. Especially in the church.
So there's a question here. Thank you, Uzo, for that. I missed it because there's a lot of people. So I can't keep up with all the comments because I'm trying to listen at the same time and moderate and talk. It's quite a lot hosting this show. Esther is asking a question from Brad Patrick. She said that Kerouac should be kept until marriage, but some men after marriage, it's discovered that they don't have any sperm counts. I've never heard of that before. Any sperm count or low sperm. I don't know. She said any sperm count. Imagine, what would you do as a young lady? Like if you kept, let me paraphrase it in a way you understand it. If you marry without having kerewa with someone, you are married now as a lady and you find out that the man doesn't have any sperm count, what should you do? I think that's the question. Esther, if I'm wrong.
Sperm count has to do with the ability to fertilize a woman to become pregnant.
Yes.
The fact that you don't have sperm count doesn't mean you cannot kerewa.
Yes, but you cannot impregnate. You cannot fertilize the egg.
Yes, that can be corrected.
She can't get pregnant.
Yes, let me tell you, I had somebody in Nigeria in my church that has a low sperm count, and they got married. The lady had the first baby. The second baby was we are twins. Unfortunately,
Yeah, I think there's
the woman got deleted in the process of giving birth to the twins. Yes, but
woman show.
the man went through medical this thing, and it happened.
The first stage of what you should do, Esther, is to go for. He needs to be willing to get tested and go for tests and treatment if possible. I think the issue is usually that some people may have tested themselves before. Okay, if you've been actively carrying women before you got married, let's say you've been carrying women since your 20s, and no woman have ever come to say I'm pregnant for you, and you're not using protection. Let's say you've dated quite a few people and nobody has ever gotten pregnant for you. You might need to check if you are able to actually impregnate somebody. Okay. Also, for a woman, if you've been dating actively, you are doing this kerewa, not using protection, birth control, and you never missed your period once, then you might need to ask questions as well. But the first thing is always you need to go for medical test. Go check if there's solution to it, because you're already in the marriage. Now, what are you going to do? So go to the clinic, let them test him and see. Sometimes there are medications and some diet changes. I don't know. I'm not a doctor.
Yes.
But I hear that there are some diets and medication that can help to boost the count of the.
Yes, it might even be the job the person is doing. You understand?
Yeah.
It might even be
Yeah.
the job.
It might be lifestyle. They might need to lose weight. I don't know.
Yes. Maybe it's sitting too much. Maybe it's a driver. There are a lot of things they are going to look at.
Yes.
Yes, to
Yes.
fix that. So
I think you should start from there. If they've done all the tests and all the medical treatment and it still doesn't work, then you might be looking at maybe having a donor or something. I don't know. Depends on what you agree on. I don't know.
yes.
Yeah.
So,
It's possible you didn't know. Some know. Some people do know. That's another thing. The part of it that I don't like personally is the deception. Because if somebody can lie to you like that, it's a question of trust for me personally. I will never trust that person. I will always be suspicious because you've broken my trust. Now I'm thinking, what else are you hiding? I become paranoid because I'm a very trusted person. But once somebody has broken my trust, it is difficult for me to trust you again. I will start thinking now, everything is a conspiracy in my head. I'm thinking, oh, what else are you hiding? What am I going to find out? Do you have baby mamas? Do you have children somewhere? Is this your first marriage? Honesty is always the best.
Auntie B, let's face frank. People are kerewa in church. Let's blow it open.
Of course,
people are kerewa in church. It's only few people. Is the truth. Let me just tell you the truth. It's only few people.
Pastor Shola will tell you that he kerewa his wife. He kerewa before he got married. He said it.
So what are we talking?
People are hypocrites in the church now.
Yes, what are we talking about? People are kerewa. Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yes, they are. So God will help us. It's only when somebody cannot kerewa and want to go and marry, so that's the only one that is that's bad. Yeah. When you have issue and no, that's not good. That's deception. You can't do that.
Esther, if you're in the abroad, I think go to the doctor. Even if you're in Nigeria, it doesn't matter where you are. Okay, he needs to be willing though. He needs to be willing to get help, especially if you are trying to have children. I don't know if you have children before, you're just trying to have children. I don't know if he's in young marriage, you just got married. But he needs to be willing. You see where the problem is when the brother knows that there's issues. It's just like a woman who knows that, okay, you have issues and you are refusing to get help. I have a case now where, somebody is telling me about, they just recently got married and they cannot carry their wife. They cannot carry their wife because they got issues. They have problems. She's got some medical problems that needs attention, but she's refusing to get medical help for that. She doesn't want to go and do what it needs to be do. The man cannot carry her.
Wow.
You see? So if the person that has the problem is refusing medical treatment, then that marriage is going to be shaking.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it will be shaking. It will be shaking. And if you are that woman, for instance, that maybe you don't like kerewa for whatever reason. Some people have issues with doing kerewa medically, or maybe psychologically, or if they've been falsely carried what. People who've been falsely carried what have trauma that they carry, except they got a lot of, help with therapy to deal with that. It can kind of block them up so that they cannot, they don't really like Kerewa anymore. But if you are getting married with all these issues, you need to have them addressed, because
Yes,
it's
but
not fair to the other
if you
person.
love your spouse, you open
Yeah,
up. If both of you love each other, you walk through it. That's the main thing. If you love each other, and
yeah,
for you to have been, if you have gone through that in life, and you know that this guy is genuine, he really loves you, and you open up to him, you walk it together, and the man
yeah,
will stand by you.
yeah,
So that's why it's no big deal. This man will stand by you.
yeah. If he
But people,
doesn't want to get medical help, that's when there's a problem. You know how some people will say, because of pride, they'll say, I don't have a problem, it's you. I've heard of
uh,
stories, but Patrick, I'm sure you've heard these stories before, where there is issue of low sperm count, and the man is busy telling everybody that it's the woman that cannot give birth.
now Sabina making the tell people.
It
it did.
plenty. We don't hear plenty of those stories. We don't tell everybody that they, and because say for Nigeria now, if you get married 1 year, you never carry belly, it's the woman they will be facing.
Yes.
Till today, people still believe that when a couple cannot conceive, it's always the woman that has the problem, unfortunately. But it's not always like that.
I just told you about my parishioner. The man agreed
Yeah.
now. He knew,
Mm-hmm.
and he has to work. The funniest thing, the man was in my church. Meanwhile, his boss at work was my wife, auntie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, wow, how do I know this person? So he walked through it. People don't give up.
Olubumi said that my ex refused medical help. You see what I was saying, Brad Patrick? These stories are real. I'm not making them up. Olubumi said my ex refused medical help. He married a second wife, and the lady left also. He's a pastor.
Well,
But what I need to ask you, Brad Patrick, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I know you are not in this group. But as a man, why do you think it's so difficult for men to accept when they have a medical issue, especially when it has to do with kerewa, to get help? Why?
it's pride now.
But
It's
nobody will
pride.
know. It's between you and your
I
doctor.
know. The Bible said in the beginning, it was not so. It said both of you were making, even both of you were naked. What are you hiding from your
I
wife?
don't know.
Why? I don't. It's pride.
You mean a man will wait for his marriage to end to go and marry another person just to prove that I don't have a problem? It's you that is the problem. And then the second wife left. He's a pastor.
Let me open up to you. During COVID, I was at home about 5 months. I didn't go to work. So after COVID, I went to work. We lost a lot of employees.
Hmm.
And what we do pass there. So I'm in charge of the quality department. So all the directors, where they pack it, they came. Auntie B, they said, Patrick, it's your turn. I saw my director, everybody with tie, with white people. I said, make I pack. Auntie B, I landed in emergency. I don't do that kind of job last. All my tummy,
because you put on weight. You put on weight. COVID, everybody put on weight because we're all sedentary.
I
We're
don't
sitting
feel
at
do
home.
anything. I go see
You
urology.
eat and sleep and watch telly.
I tell you, I'm going to urology. Hey, I must tell you, my wife will be a witness. I want to go and I can't do anything. My wife told me, you need to go to emergency straight.
Wow. There's
That
no
has never.
shame in going to the doctor. If you are a brother and you are listening to this today, please, I'm begging you. I don't care whether you're a pastor. It doesn't matter. God gave doctors and medical sciences the knowledge to help us. They were doctors during the time Jesus was here on earth. There's no shame in it. Get help. Don't be too proud. Olubumi, you came into the studio. You want to say
Yes, sir.
something?
Yes.
Hello, darling. Welcome.
Hi, Auntie B.
Hi.
Ẹ kújọ́ mẹ́ta.
Àwa nìyẹn o, ṣé dáadáa ni?
Àdúpẹ́, àdúpẹ́.
Ẹ̀lẹ́.
Yes, ma.
Welcome. Kí ló dé? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Pastor fẹ́ yàwó. Pastor did not. Why? Kí ló dé?
Yeah, these things, just like so many people have come to say on the studio, it is real. And you have a lot of deception in the church. And
Hmm.
I must tell you, just like Brother Patrick was saying, these things are real.
Hmm.
And it is so, so unfortunate that, these people have come to find their hiding place in the church.
Hi.
It's so sad. They
I'm
just
going to
go
have to
there to
raise
the
this up with
church
Pastor K.
to
And Pastor
hide,
Shola.
in the church, all in the guise of being Christians.
Hmm.
And it's quite unfortunate that, the innocent ones fall into their hands.
Hmm.
It's so, so unfortunate. You know my story. You know my story. You still remember me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember. I have a lot of
Bumi,
people.
Bumi, Bumi Adetayo.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember you. Sis, you are the one from Nigeria to America. Yeah.
Yes, so,
I
yes, so,
remember. I
yes,
remember.
so. You
Yeah.
know, I remember when we had this issue, he refused, to go to the hospital. I didn't even know. I wasn't, I was so naive. I wasn't even bothered, just like you said, that when there's problem of, oh, no conception, and it's the woman. So I was the only one that was going to the hospital. I was going for this. I was going for that. And until he came up and he said, someone has a child for him. Okay. I almost died. When you trusted someone, just like the issue
You've
of
been saying
trust.
you want to come and share your story, Sister Bumi, but you never came. Oh. This is like 3, 4 years ago. You. To America. Oh. Bawa Soromo. Hmm.
No, it's not like that. It's just time. Because I'm home this day, that's why I'm able to
I haven't
come up.
seen you in a long while, but I still remember your yeah, we had a chat. Yeah.
So he came up, and when people say, okay, now you go do this, do that. I said, okay, now let's start going. I went on my own. I registered in a Catholic hospital. You know how Catholic hospital can be. I went there, I registered, and I was seeing the consultant. The consultant was coming from UCH. I was seeing, and it got to a point. I said, look, my dear, I have to see your husband. I said, okay. And I told him it became another issue. I will have to beg him,
Hmm.
pet him, appeal to him. Please, you now tell me that. Is that how your mates tell their husbands to come to the hospital when they ask them to come? Okay, Emma Binu. Everything. I paid for his test. The doctor said he had to come and run the test. To come and do the test was another issue. I had to appeal. And he got to a point, the man said, I should go and take the refund of the money. I was going to take the refund. I said, how much is it? Then 1,002. I said, I'll just leave it there. That will be an evidence.
He refused to go. Why was he
He
refusing?
refused. I registered him. He refused. They gave him medications. At a point, he said, when I use the drugs and when I wake up in the morning, I vomit blood. I can't use the medication again. He was booked with a urologist for a section. He refused to go back, and he went to start telling people that what evidence does she need, or does she and her parents need? What evidence do they need?
Is it
That
that
he
in your
already
case,
has a
because he's
child.
a pastor, was he trusting God for healing and he decided that
I
medical
I
science is
don't I
nonsense?
don't even know. I don't even know. His own was pride as well. So
Mm-hmm.
proud, very arrogant.
Mm-hmm.
Until I just said that this one is not even right. And after I left, he married a young girl. I
Mm-hmm.
later learned the girl left.
Again.
The girl left, oh. The
Hmm.
girl left. The
Asheni
girl left.
Sherai.
So these things are real, and they are mostly now in the church. It's
Hmm.
so, so unfortunate. It's so
Hmm.
unfortunate. It's so
I
unfortunate.
thank God that you're able to escape to America because being in Nigeria
Ah,
and divorced, being married to a pastor, it
ah.
would have been too hard for you
I
back in
it
the
was
day.
I left him 7 years after I left. That was when I came to America.
Hmm.
You are telling me that it was hard? It was horrible. But I
Because they
thank
will
God.
blame you. A wise
I
woman keeps
thank
her
God.
home. How come
Those
you
that
couldn't keep
didn't
your
know were
home?
saying all manner of things, but those that knew what was happening, some were telling me that we even thought we would have left all this while. Because I stayed even after everything, I was with him for 4 years after.
Hmm.
So
How many
they
people are
are
you going to
real.
tell?
But
It's not
God will help.
something that is so easy for you to tell that pay, we have these issues and people don't want to
Mm,
get help. People
mm,
need to get help.
They don't. They don't. They don't want to get help. It's so unfortunate.
It is, it
So
is. I hope you're
unfortunate.
all right. It's so
I
nice to
am
hear
good.
from you, sis.
I'm
Appreciate God.
good. Thank you so
Lovely to
much.
hear your voice. Thank you.
Thank you, Mama.
It's
Bye
okay.
bye.
All
Yes,
right.
ma.
Bye,
Yeah.
sis. Okay, that's Sister Bumi. Yeah, we spoke quite a while ago. She told me her experience. She was meant to come to the show, but it hasn't happened yet. So maybe it will happen one day. I don't know. But Yeti is saying something here. Yeti, what are you saying? Yeti said, I am tired. I'm a Christian, but I now have a boyfriend. Yeti, kilo shele, what happened? She said, he went through a medical procedure and what's the results? He couldn't carry her again? Or what exactly happened? She said, I feel bad sleeping with someone else, but I can't divorce because of that. I don't understand, Yeti. What are you doing? Killer and Shay, what are you doing exactly, Yeti? You can't divorce because of what? Your story is not it's not I don't get the full picture.
I got it, Auntie B. Maybe
Eh.
she should talk to you later. She might not want to come up. So I get,
Yes, she doesn't want to come up. She's got a boyfriend now. She's saying
yeah.
that's cheating. Yeti, I don't want to judge you. No. Okay, no Kerewa after the procedure. Oh, okay. No Kerewa.
But does it mean they didn't tell them the effect of the procedure that's going to affect Kerewa or whatever?
Yeah.
They should be able to tell them the after effect of the
Do
procedure.
you have children? How long have you been married? There's a lot of questions. I don't know many things. Having a boyfriend might not be the answer. Okay. I know women usually feel like, because we are so committed in marriages and want to keep marriages together, sometimes you feel like, oh, divorce is no way I'm going to divorce. But sometimes divorce is better, especially if you're a Christian and you want to do the right thing. I think people are beginning to speak more in the church now about why it is healthier to divorce than to continue in situations that you shouldn't continue in. It's best to divorce, yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I understand. I'm trying to empathize, but I agree with Honey Babe. It's best to divorce. There's no reason. Okay, 6 years of marriage, 3 children. 3 children. So you're getting carried away outside. Okay, I don't know. In fact, I'm short of words now because I'm always trying to. It's like people say, "Arema egbe." I'm trying to flip it. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
adultery.
for her,
That's
for
adultery.
her to come out, Auntie B, she's beginning to realize that what she's doing is not
Yeah,
good.
she said 6 years of no career. I think you should divorce him. Yeti. I think you should divorce and co-parent him. Yeah, 6 years of no career. You've been together for 10 years. Yeah. I think you should divorce so that you can carry in peace. Because at the moment, I don't think it's safe for you to be carrying. Yeah, 6 years. Oh, Jesus. The lady who just shared her story, that one is a baby, is learning work. 6 years. Okay. I'm showing you a lot of grace here because I know it's not easy. I know it's not. How old are you? 24? Okay. Somebody is coding me here. Oh. God's child said, Sis B, she needs to seek God. Don't say divorce. Okay. Sorry. I'm sorry. God's child. I'm so sorry. Okay. Should I say separation? Or what do you want me to say? Should I say she should continue with carrying another person? I don't know. I'm not a judge. I'm not a jury. I always say it here. But six years is a long time. I do understand. Okay. But we always say that it's better for you to leave instead of cheating. So that's why I'm just repeating. Mabinu. God's child, Emma Binu, please. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay.
You need to know the full story.
Okay. Let's talk. Yeah, we should
Yeah.
talk. Let's talk outside this forum. Yeti, I don't know if you have my number. Yeah, but my number is here, WhatsApp. Drop me a chat, okay? Let's talk more about it. Yeah, people are talking about he's a good father, co-parenting is important in the same household. I'm not promoting divorce, but 6 years of no kerewa, think about it. How many people can take it? 6 years is a long time, but it's still, if we are looking at it from a religious angle, Brother Patrick, there's no grounds for it. But we know these things, just like you said, Brother Patrick, people in the church are sleeping around, they are sleeping, they are committing, they are sleeping before marriage, but it's not allowed, right? So I can't encourage it. So let's talk. Send me a WhatsApp or DM me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. But Dr. Nicole is saying that with impotence, both the man must be willing to participate in meetings with partners, carers. It's possible with creative solution, but requires works and participation. What about aura? That's where aura comes in. Some people will say aura is a sin. I don't know how to win with this thing. Sometimes this kerewa matter, I try to avoid it. Because you never know. If you say divorce, all the Christian sisters like God's child now will scold me and say, don't say divorce. If I say aura sex, they will still come for me and say, how dare you say? How do I win? Brother Patrick,
Auntie B, you know, people look up to you, so don't be quick at giving answer to.
Okay, all right, sir. I'm
Yeah,
learning that now. I'm learning, but I'm just thinking that 6
I
years is a
know.
long time.
I
Yeah.
just kept quiet, so
Mm.
I take time to listen now more than just talking.
Yes.
So people
Yes.
look up to you, Auntie B. So Auntie B, just cool down.
I should cool down. Yes, I'm cooling down, sir. I'm cooling down.
Yes, just cool down. And
Oh,
for
but
how to even know cool down.
they can't use it to, because what I'm thinking is that, okay, maybe I was too quick to say divorce. Okay, I'm sorry. I take it back.
I,
Emma Binu.
I just said,
No, it's because she said she has a boyfriend. All right. But if there are other ways, right? If he's a good person, and because this is not, it's not malicious, it's because of medical issues. But there are other ways. That's why I was saying pay aura. But another person will say now pay some people will come and tell you pay even mouth is not safe. I'm not a sexologist, you.
Auntie B, don't say that. I just,
What am I saying now, Brother Patrick? Ola is busy in the comment section saying that Enu is a powerful tool. Ola, you are not helping matters.
you are not Ola now.
Ola is being
Auntie
naughty.
B, you are not Ola. Please.
Oh my goodness.
You are
It's
not
not an
Ola
easy
now.
thing, though. But you know what? If we're going to be honest, I know as humans it's hard for us. But we did say in sickness and in health, oh.
Yes.
We did promise that in sickness and in health. This is sickness, so but I'm
some
not
people
judging you.
their husband cry and they said they've decided but they are not going to marry anybody again. So people are different.
Yes, I'm not judging.
Yes, it's redeemable. Even the guy case is redeemable. Are you getting me? It's redeemable. There is nothing God cannot do.
Yes.
Yes. There are cases like that God will just. I'm not trying to be spiritual, but we had cases like that. That God
Okay.
will just, do something that wow. That thing will just come back despite the procedure. We know they've done procedure. The Bible says, which report shall we believe? It is the report of the Lord. So we have cases like that God will just touch that man or whoever, And like I said, there are some people that their husband quiet, and even as young guy, maybe touch. I said, no, I can't.
I have a friend in Nigeria who her husband died when she was even less than 40 when her husband died with 3 children. Yeah, she's been dealing with that. And the other day I went to Nigeria, the children were telling her in my presence, Mommy, I don't want you to marry again. I was like, Ben my son, will you shut up?
Well,
I
that
told
would be
them off.
a personal decision, and to be, that's something that are personal.
Yeah.
And everything has phases in life.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot, if you are not in that person's shoe, you cannot judge that person. And to pass through, it takes the grace of God for some things to be,
Yeti is still talking. She said that it was due to prostate cancer. He told me while I was 6 months pregnant. Did he tell you that he had prostate before you got married? Or it was after you got married and you were 6 months pregnant? He told you. Because prostate usually has something to do with Kiriwa ability. So now we're getting some more background information. If he didn't tell you that he had a medical issue, yeah, like prostate, which is a serious medical issue. We are talking about cancer. Am I detecting some kind of, withholding information or deception here? So I don't know.
I said it one time. When my kids were small, I took one of them to the clinic here in America, and I was waiting for it. I just pick up a literature, and the medical this they were counseling people that are going through chemo, how they can be KY, even while they are going through chemo. So
yeah, I try to have a lot of empathy, but I don't have patience for deception at all. I don't know. Sometimes I have to be working on myself, like you said, Patrick. I tried not to use the same yardstick of which how I feel or how I relate to judge or to advise other people. Yeah, because deception, lies is something that I don't know another word to use. I try not ever to use the word hate, but I don't like being deceived. I don't like it because I trust people. I'm a very trusty person. If you tell me something, anything you tell me, I will believe it until you give me a reason not to. So he didn't tell her. Okay, yet he's still talking. He didn't tell her
he
that he
said
had
he told
prostate.
me. He said he told me when I was pregnant with our
third child.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's not as if the guy cannot. At least they have kids. You understand?
But
So
another question is
if
that
this,
he didn't know that he had a condition before he married you. Did he know, or did he find out during the marriage? There are so many questions, to be honest. It's a lot of questions.
No, what portrait is different. Maybe after the thing just appears, it's not as if
No, she said I wouldn't know if he had it before. Yeah. Yeti, are you trying to be funny? She said the person I'm seeing doesn't live a wayward lifestyle. Lobato. Yeti, please, I'm sorry. I don't want to laugh. But that wayward, is a joke now. It made me laugh the way you said he doesn't live a wayward lifestyle. I don't know. I can't justify it. I don't know. Bra Patrick, do you have any words for Yeti?
Auntie B, can we just take it out of this forum so that you can talk to Yeti personally?
Okay. Maybe Yeti, send me a message so I can connect you to Bra Patrick to cancel you. Yeah. Let's take it out of here. I know that you are speaking from a place of pain. 6 years is a long time. I don't think I can survive 6 years. Maybe when I'm 70, maybe I can stay 6 years without caring at 70. But at my current age, I'm 51, but I feel like I'm 35. In fact, I didn't like Kerewa when I was 35, or when I was even younger. There's something they said. I don't know, Brad Patrick, if you've heard it. Women in their 40s, and above, they used to enjoy it more and like it more. So I don't know. She's been through a lot. It's difficult. Medical situation can be hard on families. So Yeti, you know what? I'm sending you love and lights, but I think there's got to be other ways. Yeah. There's got to be other ways. Yeah. It's not easy. You feel 19, Marital Prestige. Ola, leave me alone. Bro Patrick, I'm about to end the show, sir. Are you still there?
I'm there. Allah don't become something
Ola
else.
is being very naughty in the comment section. Don't mind him.
Don't mind Ola. Even my wife told me, say Ola had been saying some things as I would talk to Ola. I made her to listen to Ola. So my wife was telling me, Ola is Americanized, and he says some things that like, what? My
Ola
husband.
is always doing all those shows of people that I don't know. All those American stars that I don't know. I don't watch those ones. Anyone I know, I will watch. Anyone I don't know, I don't watch.
Auntie B, you're an elder now, by God's grace.
Bro Patrick, no, I'm not an elder. I'm 21. No, how can you be calling me an elder? Bro Patrick, I'm not elder yet, though.
So people, like what I'm left is from people hold you in high esteem.
Hey, they do. Thank you,
sir. A lady called me. She's 50. He said, Uncle, please say I've been trying to log into obodooyinboconnect, and I said there's a link. Say one day, please. And when you travel, she called me, say what's happening.
Yeah.
I have to give her what background something.
I've been slacking since. Yeah.
So Auntie B, my advice, like people hold you in high esteem.
I understand.
So before you give an answer, let it weigh it very well.
Okay, sir.
Holy Spirit, please help me.
Okay.
You understand? So that people will say, okay. Because when you begin to apologize every day, they say this woman don't start. You know what I mean?
And we don't know it all. I'm only human. We don't know it all. I don't claim to know everything. So when I make a mistake, I'm quick to apologize. That's me. Yes. I'm humble like that.
I appreciate that. You know this our children, they will put word into your mouth. That's what I'm saying.
It's true.
And
yes,
that's why I call you an elder. Yes. So when you start a program, for example, let people pour out their hearts. Yes, very important. So you now be picking from what they say. But when you say something that Auntie B said it, Auntie B said it, you understand? That is wisdom. Let them pour their heart. Even the answer you will have said, some of them will have said it even in the comments.
So I should listen more. Yeah, that's why I have elders, even senior elders like you here, and Brother Ade, and Brother Enes, that Brother Ola and Brother Bio and all the sisters here that are teaching me. Yeah.
Yes, I listen most of the time now. I only came up today. I listen most of the time. I just keep quiet.
Yeah.
Please, we love you, my beloved sister.
Thank you so much.
And that your laugh yesterday.
They say it's a wicked laugh. Somebody says a wicked laugh. What kind of?
I know, I don't laugh.
Bro Patrick, I cannot win. Anything I do, people will complain.
Don't worry. Me, I was just laughing.
They say it's a wicked laugh. That means I was laughing wickedly.
I didn't look at it.
When I saw Mama, I was laughing. Somebody said they say security. If you see the comments, they were coming for me. I say, yeah.
I watched I listened to what's it called? The replay. I was just laughing.
Yes.
It was I wish I was there. I would have contributed. You did it right, but you started by just laughing as Auntie B.
I was laughing because it was funny. Bro Patrick, was too funny. Who funny goni?
This your laugh. So this one I don't laugh for.
Somebody put a comment and say, Auntie B, you have a wicked laugh. I say, which one is wicked laugh again? I cannot laugh. I can't even laugh in peace.
That's what I'm saying. The way they look at you, say you be spiritual. Spirit woman, you are not a spirit, my sister. You are.
I'm in spirit sometimes. Sometimes, Bro Patrick, I'm in spirit sometimes. Sometimes I'm in flesh.
That's what I'm saying. Auntie B just the laugh. You just they give the girl woto. I say, wow.
Shegoni, thank you, sir.
All right, my sister. God bless.
Thank you, Bro Patrick. I appreciate you. Please salute Auntie for me. We love you very much, sir. God bless you for your elderly wisdom. Bro Patrick is calling me elder. Me that want to be doing CC. Bro Patrick will be calling me elder. How can you do CC and you are elder? Bro Patrick, I love you, but this elder thing, I don't want it to. I'm CC. All right. Shegoni, sir. Adupe. You to say I can't remarry. That's not possible. Okay. Namaste. Thank you very much. You guys know I laugh a lot. I like to laugh. What can I do? I can't come and by myself. Let me laugh now. Problem no they finish. What can I do? If I laugh, people have a problem with the way I laugh. I shouldn't laugh. They say the laugh is wicked. I was laughing at what's her name, Dami in Butakpamo, that she did yesterday. Oh, I can't. It will hurt him. Oh, Yeti. You seem like a very nice person. Honestly, I don't even know what to say now. Okay, let's talk. Yes, Jay, you know me very well. I do. I wear my heart on my sleeve. With me is what you see that you get. I have zero pretenses. Honestly, I wish I can pretend. I don't know how to. I'm learning though. I am. I'm learning, and I'm taking on board what Brad Patrick said tonight about how, I need to be careful because people will take my word and run with it. Chidinma said that my laugh is wayward. Chidinma, I want to end this show. Now you are. Stop it. You say that my laugh is wayward. How can laughter be wayward? Chidima, I used to like you, but now you are making me not to like you. Oh my God. We are all humans at the end of the day, okay? Oh, Yeti, you know what? Let's talk outside of this. There's a lot in your story to unpick. You said that divorcing him will hurt him. Wow. Wow. That tells me a lot about you. You don't want to hurt him, but you are just a woman who needs that physical touch, and that's what you are doing. I still won't support what you are doing. I don't think it's right because I cannot encourage it when a man is doing it, so I will not support you on that. So let's talk. There are other ways. All right, I won't support you in that. No, I don't think that's the right way to go about it. Hola. Oh, fucking Shaitani, why are you back in the studio?
Hey,
You've been
wait.
naughty all day. Kilo day.
That's funny. That's funny. Say, Bomi.
Mongboy, yes.
Yeah, quick message for you. Right? There's a lot of people that are going through this. There's a lot of people that are
Yeah,
going
she
through
says she
this.
doesn't want to divorce him, that it will hurt him.
Yeah, I understand that completely. That's why we can't judge. That's why we have to slow. I always say that slow down when you're judging cheaters, or people that quote unquote cheat. People have many reasons beyond just. Most of the reasons are not just because they want to be bad, right? There are circumstances in life that put people
The
in that position.
circumstances, my
Yeah.
dear. Hi.
So
I
we
am
have
a
to be
little.
careful, and this is an example of it. And
Mm,
but nonetheless, we have to say it as it is. It's a dangerous
yes.
lifestyle.
Yeah, I
When
can't support
if
that. I know people are
yeah,
saying that. Yeah, I can't support it. There's no way I can support because you guys see how, Ola, you know me. I come down very
hmm
hard on men when it comes
yeah,
to cheating. How can I not
yeah,
support a woman doing the same? I can't.
yeah. So it's not about judging or saying you're condemned or judged. No, it's about in real life. It's a dangerous lifestyle when you have to hide and not live your truth fully, right? It's dangerous for you because you're basically there's a lower quality of life, um, and then also it's dangerous. You don't know how that person will react if they find out that they will never they will have a hard time believing everything from the beginning.
Yeah,
They find out that they're being betrayed, so
yeah,
it's going to be a difficult ride ahead. I would definitely say she needs a support system, someone that won't judge her, so that they
yes.
can navigate this into a path where she can live her truth, still
Mm,
enjoy life, and not put herself in a position where because this paternity fraud thing, this is how it starts. Uh, People
yeah,
will find out they're pregnant and they will just squeeze it in, and and they just living a lie all their life. So it's just very dangerous.
it
Not
is.
just
It
not
is.
spiritual. I'm
And
not talking
it's
about
quite
spiritually. It's
confusing. She
dangerous.
sounds like she's very confused. She's at a crossroad. She still wants to be in the marriage, but she needs kerewa.
Yes, yes. So and that's understandable, but there is going to be a tough situation to find out how to do that in a healthy way. That it's going to be a tough conversation, especially if you can't satisfy your needs. You do have needs,
Yes, yes.
but you need to. It's better to just go through that process And no, it has nothing to do with leaving the marriage. It doesn't have to be about leaving the
Mm-hmm.
marriage. It could.
Mm-hmm.
There are ways that you can, that you can arrange situations where you can still leave if you don't want to leave the marriage. But in life, we
Mm-hmm.
have to make choices sometimes. You have to choose between two sometimes,
Yeah. Yeah.
based off of what's the consequences of trying to live a double life,
Yes, yes.
especially
Because
with
I
kids and
mean,
stuff like that. Yeah.
it's not sustainable. What she's doing at the moment is not sustainable.
It's not sustainable
It's
either,
not
exactly.
healthy as well. It's
So
not
it's only
healthy.
a matter of time, and the outcome of it is even more dangerous than
Yes.
the outcome of going through a conversation like this. I
Yeah.
have needs, and there are people that are going to. There's a couple here that the wife has Alzheimer and stuff, but before she went all the way in and lost her memory, they agreed to that he can have a girlfriend. It happens, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a tough conversation, but it needs to be had. The outcome is better than
Mm-hmm.
living a lie and then you know ending up in a very bad situation. So we have to be very, very
Right.
careful. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is not about condemning her from a spiritual
No,
standpoint.
no, no,
No,
no,
it's
no, no,
just
no. We're not. We're not. We're trying to show
actually
empathy
in
and
real life
also
it's a
trying to guide
dangerous
her.
lifestyle
Yeah.
to live.
Yeah. And she's yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
man of prestige. I appreciate that, Ola. Thank you for
Yes, sir.
coming back.
All right.
Yeah.
I saw it.
All right. Okay, Shegoni. Thank you. The fact that she said divorcing him will harm him makes me know that she's a good person. She's trying to make this work. But after 6 years of no career, she felt like, okay, let me just, maybe somebody advised her, I don't know. Or she just felt like, okay, the way I can keep this marriage working is for me to get someone to just, have career with outside, no strings attached, right? Friends with benefits. But like Ola said, it's not a good solution. It's not. It never works in the end. Okay, it never works. So let's talk. Yeti, thank you so much for opening up. I know it was very difficult for you opening up on a platform like this, but I think you're a good person. And for you having cold feet after 6 years of no career while living in marriage tells me that he's a good man as well. Because if he wasn't a good man who didn't treat you well, you wouldn't even think twice. You say, you kuku don't treat me well before. Now you cannot carry well again. What am I doing with you? Oh yeah, to hell with that. So it tells me that he's also a good person. You are just two good people who found yourself in a very difficult position because of medical issues. Okay. So we're sending you love and lights and let's talk. And yeah, these conversations, we'll continue to have them. We'll continue to have them. I have a show that I set up and I'm talking about what intimacy means to a woman. Because most times people just think it's only men that like Irewa. Men like Irewa. Women like affection. Women like this. Women like this. But we're seeing it every day now. There are problems now. It's glaring in our eyes on social media. Okay? So I'm talking about, what intimacy, spending time together, attention and romance means to a woman. That's the show I'm doing next. I think I'm going to do that show on Friday. I'm doing it on Friday. So make sure you join us for that show. I'm talking about what intimacy, romance, and affection means to a woman. Because without this, it is difficult to, you see, life happens. Life happens. Life happens. May God help us. And until you walk in somebody's shoe, you never know. You can't say, I will never do that. It's easy to judge. Okay? So yeah, she's giving us a reason why she cannot divorce. She didn't need to tell us anything. She didn't even need to tell us. A lot of people will not even say anything. They will be cheating. They are cheating in peace. But someone with conscience, she's someone with conscience, Yeti. Yeah. So Eyesight is saying, Yeti, we love you. Caring for a sick spouse, caring for a sick spouse is not beans. And your kids, Yeti, you are a strong woman. I'm just going to end on that. So on Friday, we'll talk about, intimacy and what this means. And, perhaps how can we, when life happens, what do we do? Nicole said, thanks, Yeti, for being vulnerable. You have helped so many others. You are not alone. So many women are suffering in silence and isolation. Thank you, Dr. Nicole. God bless you for always bringing that medical knowledge here. Do you know what I find today? The last show we did when we're talking about nurses, you called in Dr. Nicole in that show where Dr. Miran gave us some background information about how a nurse she was working with, an African that passed away. Somebody just sent it to me on WhatsApp while I was on this show live. Do you know what some people have done? They cut off a part of that show and repackaged it, and they started sharing it on TikTok and other blogs without any credit to myself. I'm going to post it on my Instagram. And the thing really pissed me off. I'm like, why are people like this? So the person that saw it, somebody shared it on their what's it called, WhatsApp status. So the person knows me and they said to me, say, Brie, is this not your voice? I'm hearing your voice, but I can't see Obodoyibo TV here. I say, what is the thing that you're talking about? I say, they're talking about nurses in the UK. I say, send it to me. They sent it to me. And lo and behold, is my voice repackaged in another person's vlog. Why are people doing this? Your hard-earned work, you sit down here, do these shows for hours. Somebody will just come and take a part of it, post it. Now wow, oh my show. People are so mean and wicked. I don't know why. That's why you see when we're talking about Dami Onikpomo yesterday, people were saying that this is what I'm saying. Covetousness. Somebody took my video, cut it up, and posted it. I see it all the time. Why are people doing this? I'll post it on my Instagram. Take a look at my Instagram in 10 minutes. You will see it. It is well. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for all the callers. Patrick, Ola, thank you, Dr. Nako, and everybody that called in. Mbasi, I appreciate you. Natu, my darling daughter, appreciate you. Yeah. Covetousness is a big thing. Yeah. They just completely cut off the source of the information. I was hearing Dr. Miran's voice and my voice where we're doing that show. They are sharing it on TikTok. They package it, put different pictures on top, put their own channel. I'm like, this is my work. Not sure. I don't even think they're on YouTube. You know, TikTok now, social media. How many person one day? It is well. Thank you so much, everybody. I will see you on Friday night. We will be talking about intimacy. Yes, attention. Women love attention. Why? What does it mean to us? Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. And I'll see you on Friday night. Please like, subscribe if you haven't done that already. Give us a thumbs up and I will see you. Yeti, let's talk on WhatsApp, okay? Or DM me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye. Have a good evening. Have a good afternoon. I'll see you on Friday night. God bless you.